Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. We've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon. Let's get to it. Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. Good morning, guys.
Here we go.
Hey, Jenny, how are you today?
Oh, great, thanks.
You look lovely today in the black dress.
Shannon.
How are you, Shannon?
Whoa!
I want to talk about Aaron Rodgers. Let's go.
Oh, just like that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I need my due.
Huh?
I need my case of due. I took Minnesota,
okay.
you took Aaron Rodgers.
You did. We didn't do any do.
Yeah, we
on
did
that.
a do.
We did zero
did a
do.
do.
You're lying to
We
the
did a
public.
do.
Total
Do.
lie. Total lie.
And you talking about, I love Aaron. I'll take Aaron Rodgers over first.
You won
cousin.
a case from me off Ohio State. I give you that. You're down to 10. You're 10 cases.
You know what, Skip Bayless? You ought to give me like 5 cases
Well,
after
you
that.
bet me
rubbish.
one. You bet me one.
No, you-
And
that's
you
all
were
you
scared to death of it.
No, I wasn't.
There you were.
You ought to give me like 5, Skip, after that
I'm going
performance.
to give you a two-piece.
We're going to talk about that later, but I agree with you. Let's talk about what happened between those Vikings
Yeah.
and Packers. We're also
Yeah.
going to talk about what Baker Mayfield said about Hugh Jackson.
Really?
Is
Yeah.
Skip okay with
Here we
that?
go.
Shannon has a few things
Yeah.
to say about old Cack of Pants.
Yeah.
Oh, Cacky.
And Harbaugh. We'll
And
get
LeBron
there.
James. Don't
and
forget
LeBron
him.
James.
Yeah.
Packed show on this Monday. Let's start with my Vikings. The Packers came into last night's game in Minnesota trying to do something they haven't done all year. Win on the road. But Kirk Cousins had other thoughts. He threw for over 300 yards with 3 touchdown passes in the 24-17 win. Aaron Rodgers was held to under 200 yards, and he missed Devontae Adams in the end zone late in the fourth quarter. The Packers are now 0 for 6 on the road this season. Let's take a listen to Rodgers and Cousins after the game.
Well, last week left a bad taste in our mouths, and the chance to come back on Sunday Night Football against a division rival at home was a great opportunity, and I'm glad we made the most of it. It took, a great team effort, a lot of people involved to make that happen, and I'm thrilled with the outcome.
Where we're at right now, record-wise, we're going to need some help from some teams, and then we got to take care of our own business. We're going to have to find a way to win a game on the road. We're 0-6 on the road, so we just got to go back home, get some rest, beat Arizona, and then come back and beat Atlanta, and go to Chicago, a place we've won a number of times, beat them, go to New York around Christmas, beat them, then come home against Detroit, beat them, get a little help.
Was that a guarantee?
I don't know. That's a long road ahead. Shannon, do you give more blame to Rodgers or credit to Cousins after last night's
I'm
game?
going to credit Kirk Cousins. Skip, this is why Minnesota paid him that money. This is what you want. Because a lot of times, and their defense is slowly but surely, Skip, getting back to where they were last year.
I would agree with that.
And you saw they're 25%, 27% this year on third down. They were 25% last year. But they're slowly starting to creep back. But you can't always count on that. At some point in time, when you're going up against these talented quarterbacks, the Rodgers, the Brady, the Breezes, all these top-flight quarterbacks, Skip, sometimes your quarterback's going to have to play equal to, if not better than them. And that's what Kirk Cousins was able to do last night, Skip. I thought he played unbelievable. He got the ball out. He avoided the big mistakes. We've seen in times that Kirk, what he's been able to do, what he's been unable to do, Skip, is that they might be going to put the game away, maybe go up 10. Maybe go up 13, and what did he have? The costly turnover, and you say, see, that's the guy that we know. He'll throw for a lot of yards, but he's a classic underconfident overachiever.
Thank you. That's a great quote. I like that. Say it again if you want to.
But and I think Minnesota made the Packers pay for every mistake that they had last night. I thought he threw the ball unbelievable. I feel comfortable in saying this, Skip. I think they have the best 2 tandem wide receivers in Thielen and Diggs of any team in the NFL. Those guys can make plays. They make tough contested catches. Thielen's unbelievable. 9 100-yard games for an undrafted free agent.
Unreal.
Is he any good? Undrafted.
Good.
Now, you remember now, he's not a first-round pick.
No.
I wonder if, you know what? Is Tom Brady throwing any undrafted play? That's not what we talk about. We talk about...
What, you want me to start? I'll go. If you open the door, I'll go.
Not yet.
When you have Thielen and Diggs and Kyle Rudolph making enough plays, he made some plays, one-handed catch, tough contested catches that we saw last night. But Minnesota, Skip, Green Bay's defense. I mean, come on. We know what they are. I mean, the challenge, they don't really get to the quarterback anymore. They're not the same team, and everything is so dependent on Aaron Rodgers. He has to play unbelievable. He needs 300, 350, 3-4 touchdowns every game in order for them to have a chance to win. Not to guarantee that they will win, but to even have a chance to win. Minnesota threw the ball well, and now with Linval Joseph, Everson Griffin, Riel Hunter, and Sheldon Richardson, who played very well last night, Skip, when you can take your 4-down lineman and go get after the quarterback without compromising the back end, man, you got heck on your hands. And when you get in that building on that turf with that crowd noise, and you heard that Viking horn going an awful lot last night, Skip, they made it very difficult on Aaron Rodgers. And he didn't, got a bad break. Tremaine Johnson, they was about to get the ball back, and the ball, next thing you know, Pop takes a bunny hop, hits him in his face. He tries to get it back. They recover, go down, and score a touchdown, and basically ended the game there. But I thought this game was more about Cousins because this is why they gave him, Skip, 3 years and $84 million fully guaranteed. At some point in time, we can't always ask our defense to hold these guys to 17 or 14 points. Sometimes you might have to get into a shootout. Sometimes you need to play flawless. And I thought he played flawless last night. He didn't turn the ball over. He threw the ball with conviction, and he got the ball out in a timely manner. So I'm going to give credit to Kirk Cousins instead of placing all the blame on Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know why, Jenny, but I got to get a new TV. I saw a very different football
Did
game
you?
last night. Maybe I was on the wrong network. I don't know. Maybe I was watching ESPN 7 or something. I don't know what I was watching. I don't know.
Well, yes, exactly.
Here's what I saw
because
last
the game
night.
was on NBC.
Yeah, I got
I knew you was watching that wrong TV.
So, I realize that the Green Bay Packers have had more than their share of injuries on the defensive side of the football. And I realized that in the second half last night, Aaron Rodgers lost his left tackle, David Bakhtiari, who was gone for stretches of the second half with some injury of some sort. So I give you that. But you have repeatedly told me, before I get to your man Kirk Cousins in just a moment, but you have repeatedly told me that Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback ever, greatest thrower of the football, greater than Tom Brady, I believe, if I'm not misquoting you. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So, given all that, I have to set his bar the highest ever. So I'm setting his bar way up here above Brady's and Montana's and everybody else's. And because of that, I got to tell you, he's not even coming close to it. In fact, Aaron Rodgers is having, by his standards, a miserable year, his worst year ever in pro football. And he had, by his standards, a miserable game last night because he had a QBR of 23. That's on a scale of 0 to 100. So his average QBR through 11 games this year, they're 4-6-1. Aaron Rodgers is 4-6-1, but his QBR average through 11 games is 52, scale of 0 to 100. That ranks 22nd in the National Football League, and that is by far the worst QBR of his career. And don't just take it from me. I'll just quote one line out of USA Today today. If you say I'm just being too hard on Aaron Rodgers, here's the quote. The two-time MVP Aaron Rodgers, usually accurate as an atomic clock, continues to hoist too many off-target throws. Okay, that's pretty simply put, and bingo, I will agree with that. So, what happened last night to the 4-6-1 Green Bay Packers? It came down to a crucial late sequence, just as it did at Seattle against Russell Wilson. And help me out here because with 2:33 left, it's 2nd and 1 at the Vikings 20. And Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what happens. He just threw it in the dirt. Just threw it to Equinemius. He just throws it in the dirt. I don't know what happened. It was just a misfire, but it was the same kind of misfire we saw on the crucial 3rd down at Seattle. So that brings me to the next play, which is 3rd and 1 at the 20. And it looks like Devontae's got at least a step in the end zone.
Oh, he's got to make that. He got to make that throw.
And you just got to make the throw because it's an overthrow. And it brings me to my takeaway from last night. Aaron Rodgers is starting to look gun-shy in the pocket. Dare I say, Aaron Rodgers, the greatest quarterback ever, is starting to look like he's losing his nerve against the rush. He's starting to get a little quick-triggered. We know that he's going to shatter his all-time record for throwaways, but I thought he was throwing it away just not to take the chance on throwing an interception. But last night he was just throwing it away to throw it away to avoid the pressure because he did get his knee hurt. He's got some kind of a knee sprain from game 2 on the, was it the?
No, game 1 against the Bears opening.
Was it the opening night or was it the second game? I was thinking, yeah, it was his first game. So he had the knee sprain, And I don't know if that's made him gun shy, but maybe he doesn't trust his legs to get him out of harm's way as he used to. But he's just getting flinchy in the pocket. He's looking like he's second guessing, wanting to take the punishment. I thought it was fascinating after the game. If I can read just a little snatch of his quote here. He said, obviously, I've got a lot more gray in the beard than I did a few years ago, so I know that football mortality catches up to everybody. So he's about to turn 35 years of age. Tom Brady is 41 years of age.
And looks it too.
Oh, does he
Yeah,
really?
absolutely
Boy,
does.
Tom Brady looked like he was 41 going on 31 yesterday to
Well, we'll
me.
find-
I don't know.
we'll see how-
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, if Tom Brady had stunk it up the way Aaron Rodgers did on the Sunday night stage last night, and if Tom Brady's Patriots had fallen to 4-6-1, that man across from me would be pounding his fist on the table saying, retire. Stop today.
Whoa,
Stop
whoa,
it.
no,
Just walk
no,
out the back
hold on.
door and leave them be.
No,
Right?
Because when Tom Brady stinks it up, what you do is blame Coach Belichick's defense. What you do, who does he have to throw to? Rob that man, the Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe says Rob Gronkowski is a shell of himself. The guy, his number one target, the guy the Hall of Famer says has a piano on his back. Julian Edelman looks like he also has a piano on his
said.
back. So when Tom Brady plays
Wow.
bad, we find excuses. Excuse me.
All I
Skip
know-
Bayless finds excuses.
All I know is Tom Brady hasn't had remotely as poor a throwing game as Aaron Rodgers
Talk
had
to me
last
about
night.
Tennessee.
What do you mean talk about
Talk to me about Tennessee.
Well,
How
I'm
was his
gonna
story
talk to
performance in Tennessee?
Well, it was better than this. This was horrendous.
Okay, what about
He threw
Jacksonville?
for what, 180?
What about Jacksonville?
This was like a bad Dak Prescott
What
game.
about no.
Bad Dak.
Oh, you know what?
Should I start calling
No.
him Dak Rodgers? I don't know.
Hold on.
Nah,
If you don't mind me
huh?
asking, Jenny, you said Aaron Rodgers is 22nd in QBR. If you don't mind me asking, Skip, who's 23rd?
I don't know.
You
We're talking
know-
about Aaron Rodgers.
No. I just want to know who's 23rd.
I don't know.
Oh, you know.
I don't.
Oh, yes,
guess.
you know.
Who?
Then
Guess.
take a guess. He played on Thanksgiving.
Oh, you mean the hottest team in pro football, the Dallas Cowboys, who, by the way, are only they
not
open as
talking
only
about the Cowboys.
wait they open as only 7-point underdogs, while everybody else is like 14-point underdogs to New Orleans.
I mean,
That's
you're home.
interesting.
The hottest team in the
Oh,
NFL. Hold on. The
hottest team in pro football,
opened up
Dallas.
as a 7-point dog, but that's not, we're not talking about him.
Huh.
Skip, Rodgers, he missed some throws. He did.
Wow.
But let me ask you a question. You say he's throwing the ball away. Can you imagine where Aaron Rodgers' QBR would be instead of being 20 touchdowns, 1 interception, if he was 20 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, or 20 touchdowns, 10 interceptions?
Maybe he'd won a couple of games his team deserved to win if
Would
he'd
that-
taken some risks and pulled off a couple of throws.
You take those risks if you have a defense that's capable of backing you up. When you know you do not have a defense that's capable of backing you up, you can ill afford to put them back on the field when that's the weak suit of your team. Aaron Rodgers understands that full well, Skip. Look, he got pressured. They got pressure on him. He didn't put the ball in harm's way. Great throw in the first quarter. And I was disappointed with, especially that last one, Skip. I mean, he normally makes that throw to Adams in his sleep.
He could have done it like behind his back, right? Flipped it behind his
And
back.
the thing is, and sometimes we get carried away that he can flick the ball 40, 50 yards with pinpoint accuracy on his back foot. But Aaron, sometimes he throws off his back foot a little bit too much. And that's what happens. When you throw off your back foot, the ball has a tendency, especially going to your left, it dives on it. And it died on him, Skip.
I got to tell you, from just a pure textbook point of view, last night was an eyesore of bad footwork from Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers. He's just all over the
Yeah.
map in the pocket, throwing off one foot, throwing off the wrong foot, throwing off the back foot, throwing it falling forward, and he gets away with some of them, and sometimes he doesn't get away with any of them.
Right.
But I will say this. They got the easiest closing schedule, I think, in the NFL because they got Arizona and Atlanta at home. They do have to go to Chicago. That's going to be a tough one. That's their arch rival, obviously. But could they win it against that team with Mitch Trubisky? Better quarterback, Aaron Rodgers or Mitchell Trubisky? Help me out.
Better team right now. Chicago Bears or the
Well, I
Green
would
Bay
give
Packers?
you the Bears, but again, should Aaron have a chance in that game? He should have a chance. Then they go to the Jets and finish with the Lions at home. Could they win out?
I love how you always try to do it. What you try to do, if there's a quarterback and you try to isolate him, you try to make it an individual competition, but his team. You never do that. You never do that with Tom Brady. You make excuses why his team.
If you put Tom Brady on the Packers this year, I promise you they wouldn't be 4-6-1.
And if you
They just would
you
not.
put Aaron Rodgers on New England,
It'd be a
I
disaster.
guarantee you they wouldn't be 7-3.
It would be a disaster.
They probably wouldn't have lost the game.
They're 8-3 by the way.
8-3, well, they wouldn't have lost the game. They'd be 11-0.
By the way, they're positioned to win the number 1 seed, but we'll talk about that.
Sure, it's not gonna happen.
That's because of Tom Brady. So So now to my man Kirk Cousins. Kurt or Kirk Cousins, which is it? I'm going to have to start calling him check down Kirk because all he does, do you realize his yards per attempt ranked 20th in the NFL, by far the lowest of his career? He's just a dink and dunk artist now. That's all he does.
Tom Brady's made a career with that.
He's a little gun shy, so
throws
he
to
just
the running back
dinks
more
and
than
he
Tom
dunks.
Brady?
And he dinks and he dunks. And you know what? He was just as off target last night as Aaron Rodgers was. But you know what? To your point about those receivers, and I got to throw Kyle Rudolph in there.
Yeah.
I think you did also.
Yeah.
They don't make good catches. They make circus catches.
Yeah.
It's like every time I look up, the ball's off target or the ball's thrown into a dangerous spot, and they pull it out. They take it. It's like magic acts.
Yeah.
There was the one throw up the seam to Thielen, which was probably the longest ball that he threw all night.
Right.
And
Two guys around
Thielen
him.
is double covered, and I'm saying, whose is this? Somebody's got to catch this, and Thielen catches it.
Yeah. You know why?
Somebody-
Because 27, look at him.
What are
He's
you
trying
doing?
to get a pick.
What are you
Just
doing?
watch the
What are
ball.
you
Look at
doing? What are you
dude.
doing? What are you
Exactly.
doing?
And Aaron Rodgers on the sideline, and y'all want me to win with that. Is that what I'm supposed to win with?
Wow. How did Thielen make this catch? Because he just wanted this football more than the other two did.
No,
Yeah.
27 hadn't had an interception all year. Now, all of a sudden, he gets on national television.
How do
Look
you-
at me, Mom.
Yeah.
Look at me. I got a pick.
When the ball's in the air, I said, you got to pick. Kirk turned back into Kurt, right on schedule.
No, he
It's
didn't.
one of those plays that just swings the
hold on,
momentum
time out.
wildly.
I'm trying to
How
figure
do you
this out.
get away with that?
29 of 38. 342.
Yeah, and then what?
3 tubs.
Let's go to the last completion of the game. It's 3rd and 6 at the Packer 37.
Yeah.
What happens? Can we see the last throw of the game? It's to Diggs. It's right on target. No, it's not. It's 3 yards behind him.
It is
And he
3
reaches
yards.
back and snatches it. Look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah.
How many receivers make that play? Not many.
But this is why they pay Diggs all that money.
Well, he deserves it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I agree with you. As a tandem or a trio, if you want to throw Rudolph in there, they make circus catches. They make Kirk Cousins look so much better than he is.
But here's the thing. Sometimes you need to make those catches, Skip, and sometimes you need to make them in situations like they were in last night, when we have to have a catch, when we need to have a throw. And you got to make those in the fourth. Anybody. Now, I've seen 100 receivers make that very catch in the first quarter when there's nothing on the line. But can you make it when you need to possess the football and make sure Aaron Rodgers doesn't get another crack at you? Can you still make that catch? Diggs did. Thielen makes
How about
stuff.
yards after catch last night? I don't have the exact stat, but every time I looked up, it was a short pass catch, and they were off to the races, or Thielen made somebody miss.
Kind of like Thursday, huh?
Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, I told you that. I sat right here. It was the first one. What did I give Dak for the game? Remember what I gave him? C+.
He should
To be objective, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm very
Okay,
objective.
all right. No, I'm very objective about my quarterback.
But we're going to talk about this later, but somehow you never objected when it comes to you know who.
Oh, the greatest quarterback in the history of football.
Fettuccine arm.
Oh, boy, he looked like he was throwing some mustard on his passes
Yeah,
yesterday.
really?
So, speaking of fettuccine arm or spaghetti arm or whatever you want to call him, guess where Kirk Cousins goes next? Do you know where he goes?
Yeah, he goes to New England.
I do know where he
Oh,
goes.
to New England. Well, that'd be interesting.
Is that a
Then-
Sunday night game?
Then and then where does he go after that? He goes for another big stage game to Russell Wilson. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, you know what? That was an extraordinary quarterback
True.
performance for him yesterday, right? To outgun Cam
Yeah.
yesterday. Was that not special?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's unbelievable.
So here comes
But-
Seattle.
But here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers last year got sacked. Well, I think one of his most sacked seasons was 35. He's at 34 with 5 games to go.
Okay.
Those hits starts to add up.
Okay.
start
Are they
to add
adding up? Is he losing his nerve? I ask you.
I don't believe he's losing his nerve, but he's losing confidence in his offensive line. Bakhtiari goes out, his left guard. First of all, his right guard went out, and then the backup had to come in at right guard. Then the left guard goes out, the right guard comes back in, and now he has to play the remaining of the
Do you want
game.
me to start on Tom Brady's litany of offensive line injuries this year? Do you want me to start? And he lost his left tackle, Nate Solder, to free agency, and they draft Isaiah Wynn. And what happened to Isaiah Wynn in the
He get
preseason?
hurt?
He's gone for the year.
So you wouldn't count. I mean, he's never there anyway. At least Bakhtiari, when healthy, might be the best pass blocking left tackle in all of football. That's a substantial.
I would say that's Tyron Smith, but that's just
No,
me.
run
And
blocker.
did he play on Thanksgiving?
That-
He did not. He did not play.
Your day coming.
Yeah.
Your day coming.
Maybe Thursday night.
No, maybe. That energy, I want you to have that same energy. Because
I got lots of
Jenny.
energy.
Well, you was here Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, Jenny.
Yeah.
No, you weren't here Friday.
No.
But you also
Thursday.
saw
I
the
gotta
energy
tell you,
that he had.
your case for Aaron Rodgers is crumbling before your very eyes.
My case is
it's
just fine.
crumbling.
My case is
it's
just
looking
fine.
sad.
But your
it's
day
looking
coming.
pathetic.
Your day coming.
Huh?
Your day coming.
Well, your day was last night. You got it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I picked Minnesota.
Okay, but your team should win out now. Or Aaron Rodgers' team shouldn't it win these last 5 games?
No,
No. Shouldn't they at least go 4-1?
And that's still. So here's the thing: if you don't make the playoffs, what good is going 4-1?
8-7-1. That'd be a good finish for Aaron Rodgers.
You know what?
Greatest quarterback ever.
Grin under you.
No. Wow.
Hey, you got your work cut out for you.
I'm just talking about Aaron Rodgers here, and then I'm just warning you, Kirk Cousins has to go play Tom Brady. What happened to Patrick Mahomes when he went up there?
Oh, really?
What happened to Aaron Rodgers when he went up there? Help me out. That was this year. That wasn't 10 years ago. This year.
They couldn't beat.
Help me out.
But old Mark, think about that. Blake Harbal's beat him. Matthew Stafford, who have to play on Thanksgiving every year.
Both of them threw parties against Bill Belichick's
You see what I said, Jenny? It's Bill Belichick's fault.
am I right about that?
Okay, what about Mariota? What about old Mariota?
Well, he did it to Dallas, and then he did it to New England.
But I forgot. Tennessee has a very good defense. Shouldn't the GOAT, shouldn't the greatest of all time be able to carve up the number 1 defense if you're that guy? Now, if you're not that guy, you would make excuses like somebody across from you do for you. But I don't make no excuses.
Well, my guy is perfectly positioned, Jenny, to go from 8-3 to, who knows, 13-3. It's looking like 13-3.
Well, let's put some dew on it. They don't be the number 1 seed.
No, I'm going from game to game. I'll take dew on next Sunday night. You want that right now? You can have your man. You just raved about Kirk Cousins.
No.
We can bet.
I was going to say, I'm in. Maybe my first.
I raved about him Sunday night.
Oh.
I raved.
Okay.
And I made my compelling argument of why they gave him $84 million, and he did what he was supposed to do, which is sometimes he must outgun top quarterbacks, and he did it.
He'll be up against a below-average defense Sunday night in Foxborough. I'll take dew on Tom Brady.
And a guy that's played very average at the quarterback position. Very average.
Who?
The guy that has 19 touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
8-3.
24th in completion percentage, Skip Bayless.
Wow.
16th in passing yards, Skip Bayless.
Boy,
Is that
Whew.
in the words of Killmonger, is that your king?
Yeah.
Is that your king?
That is my king.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
He doesn't need vibranium.
Yeah.
He doesn't need it like LeBron
He's very
does.
average.
Yeah.
The numbers say Tom Brady is anything but an average quarterback this year. If I put those numbers out there and I don't put Tom Brady, you're like, man, this guy.
What about that one loss, 8-3?
What
Like that?
But look who he lost to. Ooh.
Look who he
Marcus
beat.
Mariota. Blake Harbal's.
Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, vanquished, out.
But guess what? If you see my homeboy again, you're gonna have to go to KC to do it. And
I don't know about that.
He don't like
Let's
Kansas
talk
City.
about that.
Okay.
Jenny. Let's
I
talk.
love talking about the Vikings,
do it
but you
right
guys
now.
are moving on. We'll discuss
Let's
Tom
not
Brady.
even take a break. Let's just do it right
Really?
now.
No breaks?
No, we got
We're also going to talk about Skip's other guy, Baker Mayfield. He was being a little disrespectful
Yeah,
to his
very.
old coach.
Well, I think it was the other way around.
No, stop.
Maybe. We've got more to tell you. That's coming up next.
No mercy.
Hey guys, Jenny Taft here. There is a buzzy gift on everyone's list this year. It's something they'll use twice every day, was featured on Oprah's O List, and it's perfect for everyone with a mouth. This it gift is Quip, an electric toothbrush designed to make brushing better. What makes Quip the ideal option? Well, Quip toothbrushes use sonic vibrations that are gentle enough for sensitive gums and teeth. They come with a built-in 2-minute timer. It pulses every 30 seconds to remind you when it's time to switch sides. Guys, I have it. It's really awesome. And my travel schedule is packed, and the last thing I want to do, I don't want to lug around a bulky electric toothbrush. So with the slim design and a travel-ready holder, my Quip makes it easy to keep my teeth looking and feeling their best no matter where I am. That's why I love Quip and why they have over 5,000 verified 5-star reviews. Quip looks like a big-ticket tech gift with a stocking stuffer price starting at just $25. And if you go to getquip.com/undisputed right now, you can get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. But you don't have to tell your giftee that. That is your first refill pack free at getquip.com/undisputed. Now, back to the show.
No mercy.
Well, the the Patriots got off to the right track yesterday with an easy win over the Jets. Tom Brady threw for nearly 300 yards and had a couple of touchdown passes to his favorite targets, Rob Gronkowski and Julian Edelman. The Patriots are now 8-3 and one game behind the Chiefs.
Interesting.
So, Shannon, what chance do you give the Patriots to be the #1 seed in the AFC?
Well, if I were to drink milk, it'd be 2%. So that's what a chance I'm giving them, 2%.
2%.
2%.
They're one game
Yeah.
behind Kansas City.
2%. Okay. Hold up. First of all, can I ask you a question? If you don't mind me asking you, feel free to answer this. Why are you talking when Jenny asked me?
I don't even drink milk, so I don't
Well,
know.
good. I don't either. I said if I were to drink milk, it'd be 2%. So that's the chance I'm giving them, Skip.
Okay.
Look, I wasn't impressed with them because all they did was beat a very bad Jets team. You know that, I know that.
I don't.
And Josh McCown is almost 40, and he been terrible since he's been in the NFL.
That's not true. Go ahead.
He's been a career backup. You know that, I know that.
He went on a great run in Chicago in place of Jay Cutler. Remember that?
Skip, after 18 years.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Appreciate that. First, you talk about #1 seed. I don't even believe they're going to be the #2 seed. And I can make a better case that they're the 4th best team in the AFC than I can them being the best team in the AFC. Yeah, you know that. I know that also, Skip Bayless.
Okay, keep trying.
They played the Steelers, so we'll see. This thing will crystallize itself in the very, very near future. We're not going to have to get to week 16, week 17 to see this thing play out. This thing will crystallize itself way, way before then.
Oh, really?
And look, the Patriots, they're very, very well coached. They don't beat themselves. They don't make the mistakes. They don't get the pre-snap penalties. They don't do anything that's going to put themselves in harm's way. But Tom Brady has been very average. Average. 21st in completion percentage. He's behind Ryan Tannehill and Mitchell Trubisky. 16th in yards per attempt. Behind Tannehill and Mitchell Trubisky. 14th in TD passes. Did you know, Jenny? Tom Brady has 3 TD passes in his last 4 games. And guess what, Skip Bayless? It's not that he's been getting sacked. 25 quarterbacks has been sacked more than Tom Brady. And you talk, they can't run the ball. Can I interest you yesterday in 215? Sonny Michel ran the ball.
I'll take
James White ran the ball.
I'll take
so what's the excuse now? See, when things go well, Tom Brady gets all the credit. They ran the ball for 215. Played a very bad Jets team. Skip Bayless want to heap all this praise on Tom Brady. But the moment things go bad, this was a bad Jets team. They're in a bad division, horrible division, the worst division since this inception. This has been the worst division in all of football. You know that, I know that.
Well, that's one reason you should like them to be the #1 seed,
No,
right?
no.
You're making my case
No,
for me. Thank
no,
you.
no, no.
Tell me when it's my turn.
They're in a bad division. But unfortunately, Skip, guess what? Like I said, all this will crystallize. We're not going to have to get to week 16 and 17. They played San Diego played the Steelers. The Steelers also played the Patriots, so we have a better understanding. But I do not believe the Chiefs will lose another game. They'll finish the season at 14-2, and if you're not careful, well, San Diego can't be the number 1 or number 2 seed because they can't win the division because I believe Kansas City's going to win that. But I believe Pittsburgh will be the number 2, and New England would have to take their.
So you're picking Pittsburgh to beat New England, correct?
I am.
Okay. You want some on that right now?
Skip.
Okay, I'm just asking. I'm just checking.
I'm tired of you because then you weasel and back up out of it. No.
I don't ever weasel.
Yeah.
I never back out of anything. So what I saw yesterday, Jenny, I don't know. I got to get a new TV, but I saw Rob Gronkowski was back. I don't know how long he'll last, but he was back and he looked pretty good to me.
Did you see Jamal? First of all, Tom Brady should have never thrown that ball with safety over the top. But did you see Jamal Adams take Rob Gronkowski one-on-one? When was the last time you see a team say, you know what, guys, I want to take my safety, who's a strong in-the-box safety, and play Gronk one-on-one? When was the last time you saw that happen, Skip?
All I know, the game got broken open on 3rd and 11 from the 34 when Tom Brady just dropped straight back. This is 3rd and 11 now, and he goes right up the gut to Rob Gronkowski, and it is a thing of beauty. It is right on the button with little Mo Claiborne at 5'11" as the backstop, and Brady said, I'll take some of that. I'll take 6 of those, as in 6 points right there.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful throw. That's Tom Brady. That's the guy that you say should retire right now, right? Well, that's what you're saying. right? You're saying he's average,
he is.
washed up?
Hold on.
Is he washed up?
No, the number. What does the numbers say, Skip? You like numbers.
The only number I like is 8 and 3.
Oh, hey, so those are the numbers
and
you like.
I
now.
like beat Patrick Mahomes, beat Aaron Rodgers. Does that count on your stat sheet there?
He beat Patrick Mahomes, but what's Patrick Mahomes' number?
Okay, it's one game better, but if you look hard at what's about to happen,
Everything is better.
all of a sudden,
QBR better, touchdowns better.
Shaq Mason was back for the first time in a long time yesterday in the offensive line. It looks solidified because Sony Michel finally looked pretty close to fully healthy yesterday. And they go for 215, which was their most rush yards since that classic, remember the Jonas Gray game at Andrew Luck on that Sunday night? It was back on November 16th of 2014 when Jonas Gray went for, what was it? He ran
went for
wild,
205.
37 for 201. And then he missed a meeting and he was gone, never to be heard from again, right?
Not in the NFL. I don't even know if he's in the NFL.
I don't know what happened to him, but whatever. God bless him. I hope he's okay. But that was all that they needed on that night. They just shut it down and ran the football. So yesterday, they ran it and they threw it. Tom threw for almost 300 yards.
No, Skip, stop that.
Said it.
The numbers equaled out, but Tom Brady was horrible early. You know that, yes.
I never saw horrible. I saw velocity. I saw mustard on his passes. I saw zip. I saw accuracy. I saw one throw to a covered Gronkowski that hit him right in the hands. Should have hung on to it.
You must be watched up. Jurassic Park,
I don't know.
Velociraptor. That was the only velocity I saw.
Really? Yeah. And all I saw was the formula for winning out for the New England Patriots. What do they do best? They keep that below average defense on the sideline. So they win in spite of the Bill Belichick, who has lost his fastball with the defense, and they're coming out of the bye week. Yet they dominated the clock, 34-26, 34 minutes to 20. Yep. Okay, I'm taking it because it's the formula for winning out.
Showing up is the formula for beating the Jets.
Okay.
Just showing up.
Okay. What's going to happen when they show up against the Vikings? Then they go to Miami. I kind of like their chances. Usually I don't love their December chances at Miami, but I kind of like their
Who has
chances
better numbers, right? I mean, the numbers say Ryan Tannehill is playing better than Tom Brady. That's what the numbers say, Skip. And you're a numbers guy.
Then it's at Pittsburgh. And you know what? I carefully watched Pittsburgh yesterday. I just don't know if I trust Big Ben. He does some great things, and he'll try anything at any moment. And then all of a sudden, he throws it to the other team.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Skip. Hold on. Well, I know we're going to talk about it. Hold on. Wait a minute. You talk about Ben Roethlisberger will try anything, and you bash him over the head, and then you criticize Aaron Rodgers for not trying everything. How? Why? What?
Because Aaron Rodgers will try nothing to help.
So
who's got better receivers, Ben or Aaron? I don't know. Just help me out.
Well,
he'll just throw anything to anybody at any moment, and he's got firepower everywhere.
But let you tell it, Aaron Rodgers should just be throwing the ball over like Big Ben.
No, he should be trying more than he tries. He tries nothing. There's no way he's even going to attempt to throw a 50-50 ball that could be intercepted.
I mean, should Ben have thrown? We're going to talk about should Ben throw that last pass?
The one that got intercepted in the end zone? Well, he got fooled by a guy who got blocked into the interception.
But even if that guy doesn't block it, where's Roby?
He's all over it.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, I think he would have picked it or at least knocked it down.
Yeah,
right?
I'm glad the D lineman because Roby got brick hands.
How did the game end? Pittsburgh, New England at Pittsburgh last year?
Same play,
right?
It was just the Eli Rodgers. Maybe you should stop calling that play over the middle trying to throw it.
Maybe you should stop calling that play.
But that's neither here nor there.
So do you trust the Pittsburgh Steelers to finally get some revenge on Tom Brady? I don't. I just don't.
I do.
Then guess who Tom Brady ends up with? Buffalo and the Jets at home.
Really?
I think
exactly.
Okay.
Think about that. So even with that being said, playing Buffalo, playing Miami, playing the Jets, Tom Brady's been very average this season. Very average.
Is 8-3 average in the AFC? I think it's pretty good.
No. That's a team award. That's team. I see what you're trying to do, Skip Bayless, but I won't let you do it today.
Who's the most valuable player on the team? Who's been the most responsible for 8-3 so far?
So now, look, I'm sure they'll have a banquet where they'll award the most valuable team player. But that's not how we do in the NFL. See, I see what you're trying to do.
So, you know what else I'd like to try to do?
What?
I'd like to give Tom Brady a little bit of credit.
For what?
For breaking Peyton Manning's all-time record for passing yards in
Really?
both the regular and the postseason.
So that's what we do now.
So,
Jenny.
do you realize if we flipped roles here, let's dare I say, if that had been LeBron James yesterday breaking some all-time record like that, the world would spin on its axis the wrong way. That's what would happen.
Skip,
the world would stop spinning for a whole day. People would throw parades.
Who has the most sacks, playoffs and regular season combined. Who has the most forced fumbles? They don't do that now because Tom Brady, guess what? See, Drew Brees already has the passing yardage, so he's not going to get that. Drew Brees has already passed him in touchdowns. He's not going to get that. Well, we got to find a way to get Tom Brady's name mentioned with the great. They've never done this before. They never.
Peyton Manning yesterday.
When did they start combining that?
Did they stop the telecast yesterday to honor Tom
Why
Brady?
Did they mention it?
They mentioned it later after
Well,
it
they
happened.
shouldn't mention it at all because that's not even anything.
This is straight Brady hate.
No,
That's
it's
what
not.
That is.
Who has the most tackles in regular season and playoffs?
That's
Jenny?
jealousy. That's resentment. That might be just Brady burnout because you keep being wrong about Tom Brady.
No,
it's okay.
I'm trying to figure out when did they start doing this. I've never heard that stat before. Never heard it.
Never heard it. Well, is it a stat?
Yes.
Did we fake it? Did we make it up?
Normally what happens, the guy that has the most regular season, Drew Brees has the most regular season passing yards in NFL history. Tom Brady has the most passing yards in postseason history. They normally split those two, keep them separated. Now, you're telling me, Skip, that the playoffs are everything. So since when do we want to combine it with the regular season when the regular season is...
Well, you have nothing to worry about because nobody's talking about it except me. And I'm going to give Tom a sitting ovation.
No, you're not.
Sitting ovation.
Stop clapping.
At least he deserves a sitting ovation.
There's nothing.
Sitting. I'm just sitting. That's all I'm doing. I'm not even standing up. Way to go, Tom.
There's nothing.
Because I'm the only one.
Because you made that up.
Here, wait, I should do it like this because you shouldn't be able to hear it.
Nothing.
No hands clapping, right?
Oh,
Shouldn't be
Tom
able to
Brady.
hear it.
He has the most passing yards in regular combined. Really, Skip?
So the guy you still like for MVP, I think you're still on this bandwagon, although it's lost one wheel at least, is Patrick Mahomes. So Kansas City, they get Oakland twice. They bookend Oakland in these last 5 games.
How many touchdowns you think he's throwing those 2 games?
I hope he throws 10 in each game.
Oh, no, you better not
but
throw 10.
in between those 2 games come these 3. Baltimore at Kansas City. That's a little dicey, a little tricky. Baltimore has the #1 scoring defense in football. Then your Super Bowl team, the Chargers, who just wiped out Arizona yesterday.
Yep.
That's not saying
what was
anything.
it, like 45 unanswered?
45-10. I mean, that's nothing to that's nothing to brag about.
Really?
Yeah.
How about
Arizona's
25 passes to start the game?
That's
25
very
in a row?
impressive.
Is it?
Yeah.
Against Arizona?
Yeah.
Really? And where's it going to get you?
Now let that. You see what I'm saying, Jenny? Now let that have been Tom Brady. Now we up here hooping and hollering about Tom Brady combined regular season and playoff yardage.
What has Phillip Rivers ever done in the postseason? Help me out. Do you want to start comparing Phillip Rivers' postseason to Tom Brady's postseason?
I mean, if he had Coach Belichick, who knows what he was doing?
Oh, really?
Yeah, look, we minimize, we poo-poo Phillip Rivers because the two guys in this draft class both have multiple Super Bowl wins.
Okay.
And Drew Brees, who he replaced in San Diego, has had a transcendent and a Pantheon great career once he joined that. Okay, but Phillip Rivers has been magnificent. Hasn't missed a start.
Okay, I'll give you all that, but he has not been magnificent in the postseason. That's just me. So, Kansas City, they're the team in question. 1 game ahead of the Patriots, who beat Kansas City.
Yeah.
Tiebreaker goes to New England.
Yep.
So, they have in the middle 3 games of the closing 5, Baltimore, Chargers at home, and then guess what? On a Sunday night, they have to go to Seattle. Could that be the game? Could that be?
You want to put Dew on it?
Go Russell Wilson.
You wanna put
I'll
Dew
wait
on it?
until to see who's
Okay.
healthy. I'll wait to see, but I'm leaning toward Dew on that game.
Yeah.
Because if they lose
Watch
that
him
game
fall
and
over.
Tom Brady wins out, guess what's going to happen, Mr. Sharpe? Patrick Mahomes is going to have to go back to Foxborough, the scene of the nightmare. Right?
Do I seem worried? Do I seem worried?
Do I seem worried?
Yeah, you were very worried.
I think I'm good.
Because you know the Patriots going on the road in the playoffs. How did that end, Skip? Last 2 times they've gone on the road in the playoffs. What happens, Skip?
That's what happens to most teams.
Oh, as a matter of fact, the last 3 times. In Indy and twice in Denver. Oh, what happened? Oh, that was Coach Belichick. That's about Coach Belichick because Tom Brady wasn't a quarterback.
I understand.
And Coach Belichick let the team down.
Yep.
No mercy.
Baker Mayfield said before yesterday's game that Hugh Jackson would not give the Bengals an advantage, and he was right. Baker had a career-high 4 touchdown passes, and the Browns won their first road game since 2015. After the game, Jackson sought out his former quarterback but got a chilly response. Baker explained himself after the game. Take a listen.
He said, "Good job, good game." Yeah, that was brief. I didn't feel like talking.
You or him?
Me.
Why not? Why not?
I don't know. Left Cleveland, goes down to Cincinnati. I don't know. It's just somebody that was in our locker room asking for us to play for him and then goes to a different team. We play twice a year. Everybody can have their spin on it, but that's how I feel.
Shannon.
Boom.
Did
Loved
you
it.
like how Baker handled this?
no.
We will get to Skip. What did you think first?
No, I didn't like it. What did I miss?
I don't know. You tell me.
He was in that locker room. He's the head coach. Jenny, he
Yeah.
got fired. You just didn't quit. He got
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield. Where did Baker Mayfield start his career, Jenny?
Right there.
At Texas Tech.
Or are you talking about starting college?
Yeah, where did he start his career?
Tech.
Jenny knows. You
Hold
have
on.
to
Yeah.
ask her.
Where did he end up?
Oklahoma.
Why? Why would you? So let me get this straight.
What do you mean?
Started. Oh yeah, exactly.
I'm
You got
confused.
You transferred and went to Oklahoma.
Well, he didn't get fired at Texas
It wasn't.
Tech.
Yeah.
He left on his own free will, right? And went and played, joined a team that was already in the Big 12, right?
Yes.
Hugh Jackson got fired. So Hugh Jackson,
I see where he's going with
I can do you one better. So let me get this right, Skip. I got fired from CBS. Was I not supposed to go work for Fox? Oh, yeah, I could. Exactly. I got fired. It wasn't like I just left on my own free will.
No, but it's not like Fox and CBS go head to head. It's not like they compete every day. They play 2 games a year.
Which one have football? Which network?
We act like they're playing like softball against each other.
He's acting like Hugh said,
By
you
the
know
way,
what?
Baker is a
And like-
hellacious softball player.
He acts like Hugh just said, you know what, I'm up out of here. Y'all not winning. I'm going to go join my old friend Marvin Lewis in Cincinnati. Skip, this is what I don't understand. You hate smugness. You hate cavalierness from Aaron Rodgers, but you love it now. You tell me all the time when I say, Skip, this is how I would have done it. You say you have that luxury because you play tight end. You're not asked to. You're not asked to be CEO.
Don't
like
tell
the
Jenny, tell me.
I'm talking to you. I said, Skip.
She's just listening.
I know. I'm talking
You're
to you.
just like bludgeoning
Well,
her
he's
with
trying to convince me
I know.
too
Hold on.
because
How about-
Trying to
Baker and I
convince her.
Yeah,
Because you know she's not going to be convinced
You
by
got
this.
on blue.
Yeah.
She have on black. I said Skip.
Yeah.
I said Skip.
Okay, but you're looking at her.
Oh, it does. Okay, I'll look at you.
Okay.
You said you hate smugness. You hate the cavalierness and the finger pointing of Aaron Rodgers, but you love it. You say you expect your quarterbacks to be CEO and to be professional at all times. But remember this, Baker Mayfield. My grandmother told me this one time, and she said, boy, them toes you step on today might be on the foot connected to the leg that leads to the butt. You got to kiss tomorrow. Be careful how you treat
She said
people.
all that?
Yeah.
she's a smart lady.
You
You should write a book about her.
I'm thinking about
and your grandfather.
But my sister said no. My sister said, Shannon, just some things you should keep to yourself.
Oh.
She hates that.
Well, you quote her every day.
I know, but don't worry about it. I'll be getting a call from my sister like, Shannon, Skip, this was unnecessary. You know there are a lot of times. You think that Baker Mayfield is not the only head coach, not the only quarterback, that feel at some point in time his head coach has wronged him. This had nothing to do about Hugh Jackson leaving. This had everything to do that Baker Mayfield feel that Hugh Jackson wronged him
Bingo!
by not giving.
You finally got there.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
obviously.
This has everything to do.
This
with-
wasn't about, just
Go,
defecting. It wasn't about
exactly.
defecting.
This had to do with Baker Mayfield felt he should have been at least given an opportunity
Thank you.
to
For
be the starting quarterback.
Thank you.
And then on Hard Knocks, Hugh Jackson embarrassed him by saying, you won the backup job by beating out Drew
He
Stanton.
called him and Drew into his office and sat them down for the sake
Well,
of the
say that.
cameras. For the
Well,
cameras.
say that.
He's not going to say that.
Why not?
Do you think his teammates loved what he said about Hugh Jackson defecting? Do you think they loved it? Yes, they did.
Some did.
What did Demarius Randall do when he picked off the football? He ran over and handed it to his
I'd hit him
ex-head
up-
coach.
and if I was Hugh Jackson,
Here,
I'd hit him
take
up-
this
I'd
football.
hit him upside his head
You know
with that
what?
football.
You did not react well to that.
He shouldn't have.
He should have thrown it right back at him.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. So, my turn?
Yes,
Thank
your
you very
turn.
much. I love the way Baker Mayfield handled himself on
Really?
and off the field yesterday, and I love the way he handled himself last week. Because when he was asked if Hugh gave Cincinnati any strategic advantage because he knew Baker's game, which is baloney because he knew next to nothing about Baker's game, did he have an advantage? And Baker said, no, ... just no. Just say no, Baker. And you said yes, that you would give them some advantage.
Yes.
And guess what? Baker went in there and took it all out on the Cincinnati Bengals in the first half. He goes 17 of 22 for 245 in the first half.
Yes.
3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 5 of 6 on third down. Game is over at halftime. It should have been 28-0. Bengals scored with seconds left in the first half to make it 28-7. And basically the Browns just ran out the clock and ran the football through the second half.
I mean, you had to be impressed with him, Skip. I mean, they were 5 for 5 in the red zone. That's something you see from a Drew Brees-led team or Kansas City or the Rams. But to go 5 for 5 with a rookie quarterback in the red zone on the road, considering they hadn't won a road game in how many years, Skip? So that you had to be impressed. But Skip, I just think the thing is that you should all, especially if you're going to hold the quarterback to a different standard, if he's judged by a different standard. Now, if you see a defensive back or defensive lineman, offensive lineman, but you said you expect to see the quarterback be on their best behavior at all times. We can't pick and choose.
His team loved it. Trust me.
Skip, just because somebody loved it doesn't make it right.
Yes, it does.
Oh,
so
Jenny, you remember that document?
What do you mean? It works for Baker.
So Hugh Jackson tries to PR it when the game ends, and he tries to run to Baker on the field and tries to send the message to everybody, we're cool. You're not cool. And what did Baker do? He did the gentleman's. He went gentleman for a little bit. He accepted the handshake. He shook his hand back. But when you went to try to hug him, he just pulled away because he doesn't want to hug. He wants no conversation. He didn't want anybody to get any vibe or feeling that it's all okay because it's not okay.
It's okay, but Skip, that's the thing. This is what pro sports are about. And your quarterback, you expect them to have a different approach. So I want you to keep that same energy. When Aaron Rodgers is
he didn't run from him. He took the handshake, and that was the end of that.
Skip,
he's not going to show any warmth. He's not going to show any closeness because there was no closeness.
Okay, we can get that. It doesn't have to be, Skip, but the gesture. You know how this thing goes, Skip. This has been going on for years. Even head coaches, even Coach Belichick, the guys will come over, they'll pat each other on the back. You think there's love like Eric Mangini and Coach Belichick? They'd just, come on, Skip.
Okay, so what? So what? Like you shouldn't have even tried it.
Really?
Yeah.
So now we're going to get away with, we're going to do away with basically 100-year decorum. Just because Baker Mayfield, because that's the way Baker does it.
Wait a minute. What's your point about Belichick? He didn't even want to. He's going to turn away.
No, he comes out there even though he's upset.
He does this. Like throws his hand at Mangini. You remember
Skip,
those? It was awful.
Yeah.
It was pathetic.
Yeah, Baker,
it was as awkward as you could ever get it.
No, we're not going to do this. We're not
okay,
going to.
Baker shook his hand.
We're not going to.
The hand got extended and he accepted. He shook it.
We're not going to change the decorum because Baker Mayfield feels slighted because he didn't start the regular season. We're not going to change the decorum.
Slighting would have been what the Kansas Jayhawks did to Baker Mayfield during the coin toss last year, where he extends his hand after the coin toss and they won't shake it, which led to Baker making an obscene gesture back at them.
That's okay.
Yes.
Georgia took care of that.
Yeah.
Georgia took care of that. The Bowman Bulldogs took care of that. The Bowman Bulldogs took care of that.
After he threw for 200 in the first half.
I was like, what happened in the second? Hold on. Is the game just for a half? Or is it 2 halves? So what did he do in the second half?
Well, what did he do in the first half yesterday? Because that stood. That was enough, right?
We're not his play.
Woo!
His play was exemplary. But I think his actions after the game it tells you a lot about a person.
Hugh Jackson humiliated him. He was the #1 overall pick, and he had to sit there with Drew Stanton, who's been in the league like 17 years.
Yeah.
And Hugh says, Baker, I'm here to inform you that you have won the backup quarterback.
And
really?
And Hugh came
He did that?
And Hugh came on
He
that
did.
show.
He said, I wish I had that one back.
But there's an old saying, you can tell a lot about a person, how he treats those who can do absolutely nothing for them.
Oh, huh. Well, you know what was the great touche line from Baker during his postgame yesterday was, we have someone we believe in calling the plays now.
Was that a shot at you or Todd Haley?
Both.
Because you didn't call plays.
No, but he was big on the strategic game planning during the week, right? So you can say it was a 75% shot at Todd Haley and a 25% shot at Hugh, but they are going onward and upward with one Freddie Kitchens, ex-Alabama quarterback. You should love him. He used to coach the Tide way before Coach Saban was there.
Yeah.
But right?
And got up out of there. It took Coach Saban to restore order.
Oh,
Coach Saban, okay. Guess what's going to happen, Skip? Next Tuesday, guess what happens? The Alabama Invitational will can start.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, Jenny.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well,
The Alabama Invitational. And guess what? We'll know
I
on
can't
December.
wait until the following Saturday when Kyler Murray wins the
Put some dew
Heisman
on it.
Trophy.
Put some dew on it.
I'm going to.
Got it. Skip, what am I supposed to do with 37-2? Jenny, what am I supposed to do with that?
What am I supposed to do with the softest schedule in America?
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
Beat LSU, who's ranked. Texas A&M, who's ranked. Mississippi State, who's ranked.
Keep going. You haven't hit one yet.
Who y'all beat?
That I respect.
Who you beat?
Who we beat with the worst defense in the history of college football.
Okay, when has Oklahoma had a defense? Who
Well,
is he doing
do
anything?
you want me to go back to the 70s?
Oh, yeah, you got to go way back. Jenny wasn't allowed to.
How about the Selmans? You think the Selmans were any?
Yeah, but Skip, but let me ask you a question, Skip. Is Kyler Murray doing anything Baker Mayfield didn't do last year? Because Baker was 43-6. Kyler Murray's already thrown more interceptions than Baker did in 14 games.
We'll do this later.
Yeah, that's
I got
helping. Since you guys want to talk about college football, and I just noticed that Skip's wearing some Michigan colors today.
Not really.
Yeah.
What happened to old khaki pants in Michigan on Saturday?
I can't wait.
We'll discuss next.
No mercy.
And speaking of Ohio State, Michigan, the Buckeyes blew out the Wolverines 62-39 on Saturday. Michigan came into the game with the highest-rated defense in the country, but they gave up 6 touchdown passes to Dwayne Haskins and over 550 total yards. Jim Harbaugh is now 0-4 against Ohio State since he has been at Michigan as the coach. Shannon, how much is Harbaugh to
Gotta
blame?
wear it. Wear it like you wear them khaki pants. Wear it. It's him.
All him.
Yeah, you try to. This is a Michigan team. This Michigan team. Did you know that in the preseason, Ohio State was favored by 21? There's a reason why Vegas is in business, Jenny.
No,
they
they're
don't.
favored by 9. By 9. You're going off my tweet in the first half.
Yeah.
They're playing like they were 21-point preseason.
They should have been favored by 40.
Okay. Thank you for following my
Think about
tweets.
this.
I appreciate
I keep
that.
telling you,
On
people
it.
I don't know why.
No, you follow.
I don't follow you.
You got some burner account.
No, I got no burner account.
No, you do.
Skip, look. I've always felt Michigan was overrated. And I kept telling you that Coach Harbaugh's style is not conducive to get to him with a national championship. You have to evolve. And you've seen the evolution with Coach Saban. Coach Saban was a run the ball, 3 yards in cloud of dust, I'm going to play defense. But something transpired, Skip. You know, even Coach Saban fought against it. These hurry-up offense, they're going to get guys hurt, and this is not football. But he said, you know what? Times are changing. Even Coach K, another guy, Skip, I don't want no one and dones. They mess up your program. Coach, what does Coach Saban do now? He exclusively, I want one and done because that's the way. Hey, if everybody's doing it, I might as well join the train. Even Coach Saban said, you know what, I'm going to spread this ball around. I told you Shea Patterson wasn't very good. I tried to tell you that.
Is it my turn?
No, I told you it's my turn. Let me have can I have a moment? You dressed over there in the maize and blue. You ought to be ashamed of yourself after what happened to the number 4 ranked team in the country.
How many cases of dew did they win for me this year?
They won
2.
2.
Because I lost 1 on Saturday, but I won 3 for the season. Because you said they're going to lose 5 games.
That's okay. But this felt like
that's okay.
This felt like 5.
Okay.
Skip,
But
they're
it
embarrassed.
didn't. I still won 2 cases.
But guess what?
Thank you.
Guess what? They're going to go on a nice trip this offseason. I heard they're going on a safari.
Yeah.
They're going to South Africa. They'll probably go see the lions and the giraffes and Cape Buffalo. They'll probably go get an opportunity to look at the Big 5. You know, if you go to Africa, you got to see the Big 5. But guess where they won't be going, Skip?
Tell me what's my turn.
They won't be going to Indy. You know what happens in Indy? Where you going? Aren't you going to
I'm
Indy?
going to Indy.
The Big Ten Championship.
Yeah.
When is he going to go to that? He got to wear it. Your guy, khaki pants, and you had the nerve to sit over there and talk about he better than St. Nick. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Who's a better pro football coach?
I don't know. This ain't pro.
It's not?
This ain't pro. No. Nope. College.
Who put
College.
Colin Kaepernick on the
College.
map? Who gave Colin Kaepernick a
College.
shot?
That
Who
is true.
replaced Alex Smith with Colin Kaepernick? Jim Harbaugh.
True.
Who went to 3 straight NFC championship games and included a Super Bowl in which he should have won, except for a controversial call at the end. Help me out.
Michigan.
That's why he's better.
We're talking
Tell me.
about Coach old khaki pants.
We ready?
Michigan.
My
I'd
turn?
like to hear what
Yes.
you thought,
Okay,
Skip.
I am about to unleash because I saw a really different game, and I'm not sure Shannon Sharpe knows all that much about Michigan, and I don't blame him for this because there's no way he followed Michigan. But for much of this football season, Michigan had the best pass rush in all of college football. This team lived and it died off its pass rush. And I told you last week, if Chase Winovich can't go, or if he tries to go and he's a shell of himself, I got no shot in this game. Because the former number 1 pick in America, Rashawn Gary, has shut it down. He had some kind of shoulder injury and missed 3 games, and then he tried to play a little bit against Indiana, and he did go out there on the football field on Saturday.
Well, that's all he did?
Yeah,
Went
and
out
that's
there?
all he did in uniform only. He just sort of used his uniform to go out there and just sat there in his stance because here's the most staggering stat of the whole college football season. Michigan on Saturday at Columbus, Ohio had 0 sacks, and even more mind-boggling, 0 quarterback pressures, 0 sacks, 0 pressures. They didn't lay a hand on Dwayne Haskins the whole day. They didn't even hurry him the whole day. He had time to eat a second Thanksgiving dinner while he was looking for another receiver, right? Okay, so if you told me that on Friday, I would have said, I got no chance. And when I watched what happened in the first half, I tweeted at halftime that Ohio State is going to score 60 points, and they got to 62. And the only man that I blame for this is not Jim Harbaugh. It's Don Brown, the defensive coordinator, who is regarded as the best defensive coordinator in all of college football.
That wasn't true.
Okay, well, that's what he's regarded as. And he's had a top 5 in yards allowed and in scoring, or not in scoring, but in yards allowed for 4 straight years. And they went into the game having allowed the fewest yards, not points, because they were 13th in points allowed. And I told you the last 2 weeks, they were shaky. So, again, Chase Winovich went out there. He was dead in the water. He had no burst off the edge. He is their energizer. He is their fire starter. They all feed off his energy. They feed off a guy and Rashawn Gary, who's supposed to be a top 5 pick, but every time I look at Mel Kiper or Todd McShay, he falls and he falls and he falls because, I don't know, I think he went Nick Bosa. I think he just decided, I'm going to pretty much shut it down and protect myself from injury the rest of the way. Who was their second best pass rusher most of the year? Jenny will know. It was Josh Uche. Suddenly, they don't announce their injuries. He didn't even play on Saturday. And I'm thinking, where's Uche? Oh, he's not listed. He's not. He didn't even suit up for the game. Then early in the game, they cart off David Long, who is their best quarterback. Well, now you got big problems.
Yep.
And then early in the third quarter, they cart off Devin Bush, who is their best blitzer by far and probably their best defensive player.
They could have had Reggie Bush.
Leader.
They could have had Reggie Bush.
So look at what you've lost from the defense. But my problem with Don Brown is, you have to try to blitz him. If Winovich is going nowhere fast and Rashawn Gary's just sitting in stance the whole game, somebody has to fly in. Send the corner, send somebody. They didn't blitz to my eye one time, and you are going to get annihilated, and they did. So I had only one problem with Jim Harbaugh. By the way, he doesn't coach the defense at all. He lets Don Brown do it all.
It don't look like they did much offensively either.
Okay? If you had told me going into the game that Shea Patterson wouldn't be able to play the fourth quarter and Michigan would go for 400 yards and 39 points, I'd say, thank you, God, I got this. Are you kidding me? They scored 39 points and
Maryland put up 54.
Okay, but
it had 600 yards
but
of
that's
offense.
enough. That's enough to win this game with that defense.
If you don't mind me asking, Skip Bayless, if you score 54 and get to 600 yards, when is 400 yards and 39 points going to be enough?
So I had one problem with Jim Harbaugh. When they tied the score late in the first half, it should have been tied.
Yes.
Right?
They went for 2.
They went for 2 to tie it. It was going to be 21-20. Why would you do that? Because you're going to kill your momentum if you miss, because it felt so good. It felt like, oh, they're right in this game, right? At that point, you were sweating bullets wherever you were watching this game.
I told you, Urban Adam. When I had to go to the grocery store, I went to Target.
Oh, okay.
You know Target.
Oh, yeah, I know
I love Target.
Yeah, I went to Target, got me a big old box of ties, washed my khakis, and folded them up. Because guess what, Skip? Guess where them khaki pants won't be? Patrolling the sidelines in the Alabama Invitational, also known as the College Football Playoffs.
So I thought Shea Patterson in the 3 quarters he played really well.
Really?
That's about who he is. I told you he's not a pro quarterback, but he's the best quarterback Jim Harbaugh has ever had in his time at Michigan.
Okay,
so
I ain't saying much.
So again, 39 points, that'll work. And again, he didn't even play the fourth quarter. But if you're not going to blitz and you're going to sit back and let little David Olave just run wild on you, he's a true freshman who had caught 5 balls the whole year. And to Urban's credit, he unleashed David Olave in this game. And he's running those crossing routes, and he gets it, and he can just fly.
Look at dude chasing. Like Rerun. You see what's happening? When Rerun was chasing that truck, he was like, I got to get it. That's a shame, Skip Bayless. You're the number 4 team in the country, and you give up 62. When you talk about you're the number 1 team in yards allowed. All that huffing and puffing. What about the revenge tour? That last date got canceled,
So
Jenny.
once again, Chase Winovich is hurt and tried to play and couldn't, and Rashawn Gary shut it down. Devin Bush out, David Long gone, Josh Uche gone. If you tell me all 5 of those aren't going to show, if you tell me they're going to get 0 sacks and 0 pressures, it's going to be a rout.
Coach Saban doesn't make those excuses.
I mean, the only problem I had with Harbaugh is at halftime, I'm going to my coordinator as much as he respects him, and I'm saying, I'm sorry, we just got a sell-out blitz. We got no shot, although it was only 24-19 at half, so it was still a ball game.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I need pressure on the quarterback however you can get it. Let's risk some big plays because you're going to give up big plays anyway. And they got run off the carpet, man. They got run out of the building. Would they have 200?
And you wanted to see khaki pants against Bama.
Yeah.
Is that what you
like
wanted?
it. Well, if you give me all these players healthy and rolling, man, I got a shot.
Let me ask you a question.
I got a shot.
Let me ask you a question.
By the way, I told you what their formula was. Who won time of possession? It was 35-25 Michigan because they ran the ball great. They had 161 rush yards. How about first downs? 28-28. But if you're going to give up one big play after another, it wasn't like Dwayne Haskins completed 30 passes. He only completed 19. But every one of them was for like at least 20 yards.
Let me ask you a question. Who do you think have better receivers, Alabama or Ohio State?
Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's the best core in the country.
And you think St. Nick, or you think khaki pants would go do something with that?
If you can rush the passer and control the ball, that's the formula. That's how you do it.
When was the last
you keep Tua on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
You think you're gonna run the ball on them big hogs that Alabama got?
I don't know.
When we gonna find out? I want to talk about.
Obviously, Ohio State is an extremely talented
Yes.
roster that was extremely
Yes.
troubled because the coach got suspended.
Yeah.
And they never could put it back together.
Sure.
Haskins was all of the map. He'd be really good and really not good.
But he's 42-7 now.
Okay, now he is.
42-7.
Yeah.
And so what you gonna do? What on khaki pants? Khaki pants gotta go. He need to come
Got to go.
Come on to the NFL.
So they're going to win
That's
11
it?
games, and he's got to go.
You're over
Hold
it?
on.
You know what? I
Let me
would
ask you a
love
question.
to see him go coach in the NFL.
Let me ask you a question, Skip Bayless. How long do you think Coach Saban would have been at Alabama if he can't never beat Auburn?
I don't know.
How long do you think Urban Meyer going to be at Ohio State if he can't beat Michigan? If you can't beat your rivals in that game?
Obviously, Urban Meyer's the greatest offensive coach in all of
The
college
greatest
football.
college, I don't know about offense, I don't know about defense, special teams, but the greatest coach to ever patrol the sidelines in college football happens to be still active. Old St. Nick Saban. Oh, yeah. And don't you ever forget it.
Did you go to Alabama?
Don't worry
I'm
about
like,
where I
yeah,
went to
am
school.
I missing
Hold
something
on, talk
over
about,
here?
whoa, Jenny. Whoa.
Huh.
Does
Interesting.
BU have a football team?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No, they do not.
What about-
but lacrosse.
Do they have a lacrosse team?
What about Vanderbilt?
Thank
What about
you.
Vanderbilt?
Oh,
All
thank
right.
you. Wait a second. I got to congratulate the Vanderbilt Commodores for going to a bowl once again. That's really impressive as the doormat of the Southeastern Conference. Way to go, Commodores.
Yeah.
That's
Anchor down.
Doorstop.
Balls down. Peyton down.
Okay.
Thank you.
Congrats. On that note, we're going back to
Thank
Aaron
you for
Rodgers.
setting me up for that.
Does he deserve some blame for the Packers' rough season? We'll discuss that with Hall of Famer Rod Woodson next.
No mercy.
Aaron Rodgers and the Packers went into last night's game winless on the road this season, and yeah, they stayed that way after a 24-17 loss in Minnesota. Rodgers struggled, throwing for a season-low 198 yards, and he missed Devontae Adams in the end zone late in the fourth quarter that could have cut the Vikings' lead to 3. The Packers are now 4-6-1 and way out of the playoff race. We're joined by Hall of Famer Rod Woodson. Rod, thank you for being with us today. When you look at Aaron Rodgers, is he to blame for the Packers' struggles this season?
He's partial to blame. I mean, quarterbacks get too much credit when you win, and they get way too much blame when they lose. And you look at Aaron Rodgers and what he's done for this franchise since he's been there. This guy's going to be in Canton once he's done. And has he had a great year this year? No. You know, we talk about that 3rd and 1 throw a couple weeks ago. He had that 2nd and 1 throw. He threw the ball in the dirt again, and he missed Devontae Adams in the end zone again. But it's not him. That defense is not great. And the same thing that it's kind of like Big Ben. The same thing I love about Big Ben is I hate about him. The same thing I love about Aaron Rodgers, I hate about him because he's always trying to make the big play. He's always trying to make that splash play. So he holds on to the ball a lot more than normal. Then when he was younger, he can get away. And he did get away. But everything that you think about with the Green Bay Packers and their success is because of number 12. When number 12's not playing, this football team is not even close to being any good. At least, and they're competitive this year, even though they don't have a winning record. I think most of the blame goes to the head coach, Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy, this has to be a choice to me. Is it Mike McCarthy or Aaron Rodgers? Where are you going to go with this? Because, I look at the history of them playing. The system hasn't really changed.
Nope.
It hasn't changed. But Aaron Rodgers made that system work. Well, the system's not working now. Even though Aaron Rodgers still has some great games, he has some tremendous throws in and out of the pocket that we see no other quarterback in the National Football League can make. It's the one common denominator is the head coach. And he's supposed to be this offensive genius, and I just don't see it. And I think they have to make a decision. There's going to be Aaron Rodgers, which I would stay with Aaron Rodgers because this guy is an elite quarterback comparable to the head coach.
I agree with everything you just said. I think Mike McCarthy is gone at the end of the season. Skip, I just believe Aaron Rodgers has lost confidence in Mike McCarthy, and he has not evolved. Because you look at Andy Reid has evolved. Andy Reid is not calling the same plays in Kansas City as he called in Philly. Because it's a time of the change. It's more open set. It's get the ball out quick. And sometimes Aaron, because he wants to get the ball out so quick, he's throwing off that back foot, the ball nose dive, and it goes into the turf. Because Aaron can't rely on his defense, Skip, he doesn't have a defense that takes the ball away. He doesn't have a defense that's stout and can stop people. See, I'm not so – would it have made a difference if he makes that throw to Devontae Adams and makes it a three-point ball game? No, because guess what? They couldn't get the ball back for him anyway. Minnesota got 2 first downs and ran the clock out.
Maybe the momentum would have been different.
How?
It's a 3-point game.
3-7 doesn't matter. Because if he gets the ball back, guess what?
It was like a win for Minnesota that they kept him out of the end zone.
No, what they got to do for Green Bay's defense?
I don't know. Maybe it fires them up. Maybe they make a play.
Exactly, and they didn't. See? That's what. Thank you for making my point for me. I know we're great. We're great. I mean, we're great. We're great duo together, Skip. Look, Aaron has 20 touchdowns and one interception, but it doesn't feel like he's had that type of a season. It doesn't feel like the seasons that we've seen from Aaron Rodgers in the past, where he's been spectacular basically for games. Now this year we've seen him great in stretches, and he can't. And his stretches of being great can't overcome the inconsistent and inadequate play from his defense, and that's the difference in the ball game. Skip, there have been now, if he's not 300 plus and 3-4 touchdowns, they don't win, and that's a shame. That's a lot of pressure, even on someone making that kind of money. To have to be that great all the time. And even the guy that you said the great can't be great all the time. Tom Brady, he can't be great all the time, and sometimes you need your defense to bail you out. Well, Aaron Rodgers, bro, I hate to tell you, and over the last 3-4 years, your defense hasn't and won't bail you out. But I believe Mike McCarthy's gone. Aaron Rodgers is going to get a new coach in there and watch him take off.
So the only thing I agree with both of you on is Mike McCarthy is out. He is dead in the water. The GOAT, as you call Aaron Rodgers, needs a scapegoat, and Mike McCarthy is going to be the scapegoat. And there was one point last night where Mike McCarthy is not in the best shape in the world. He was upset about the clock had started too quickly.
Turn red, about to pass out.
I thought he was about to blow a gasket, man. I mean, he just
started hyperventilating.
Right? Look worse than Urban Meyer does occasionally on the side. So he probably needs a change of scenery. He needs to go somewhere else. But by the way, there were years when I would talk to people around the league. I'm going back 6, 7, 8 years ago, and Mike McCarthy was regarded as one of the top play callers in the business. Okay, has he lost his fastball, lost his way? Does he depend too much on Aaron's arm as opposed to creativity and game planning? Does he just say he can pull off anything at any point? Maybe he does. But to me, again, he has set the bar the highest you can set it because he says this is the greatest quarterback in the history of football, the greatest thrower of the football. So I'm putting my bar way up here, and he's way down here this year in his performance. By his standards, he's had a miserable year, and by his standards, he had a miserable game last night. And again, it comes down to those clutch plays, those clutch throws, where if you make those, I don't know, maybe it's a different story. If you'd made the one throw at Seattle, maybe it's a different story. To your point, he goes wild low and then wild high. Throws it in the dirt. I don't know what's going on with him. He's looking to me, and I know this is blasphemous to say, he's just looking a little gun shy to me. And I know he didn't have Bakhtiari for much of the second half, his left tackle, but he's starting to look like he's losing a little nerve and a little stomach for just standing in there and facing the rush and taking a shot and delivering the football. And again, he used to try to make splash plays, but this year he's not trying to make splash. He's going to shatter his all-time record for just throwing the football away. Is it to avoid sacks or to avoid interceptions? I don't know, but he just throws it away. He's got the quickest trigger now, and even when somebody's open, he's feeling it, he's seeing it, he's feeling the rush, seeing ghosts, and it's quick trigger, and it's off the left foot, it's off the back foot, he's falling back. The footwork is horrendously bad, maybe because the knee never came back right, maybe because he doesn't trust his legs to get him out of harm's way anymore. And I just don't, nobody loves to get beat up in the pocket, but especially him. He makes a lot of money. He makes a lot of money from State Farm commercials.
Stop talking about that.
He does. He needs to fire his agent. That guy's a bad agent. That Gabriel, he's terrible.
But the
especially taking a bad dump in his bathroom and messing it all up.
Yeah, but here's the thing. And to Rob's point is that he's still holding the ball. So he's still trying to get those big plays down the field.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's holding the ball. I just feel like he's flinching.
I mean, he's getting sacked at a very high rate this year. He is taking a lot of hits. He's done that the last several years. Now, if you think about the Green Bay Packers and when they've been good, they've had a running game. Mm-hmm. Think about all the running backs that come through there when they're winning football games and winning Super Bowls. They haven't had a running game, and I can't remember.
Listen,
I can't remember the last time they've had a running game.
When Aaron Jones gets rolling, man, he runs through brick walls. I thought early they had him going. I know, I got it. But early last night, I was thinking, boy, he runs hard. He was carrying people with him.
And as bad as we want to talk about Aaron Rodgers, let's just give Mr. Cousins some credit, because I've been very critical of Cousins, saying that he's not that guy. Listen, throwing for 300. They brought him here for one reason, because they said he was the missing link for this football team to get them over the hump to win games like this. Because I've always said he's never won like a critical game for the Washington Redskins. He didn't do it for any team he's played for. And now he comes in last night and he looked like Aaron Rodgers. He was throwing that ball he threw to Thielen was one of the best throws I've seen him make all year long.
Are you sure? It wasn't just a terrible idea? He throws it to double
cover.
Oh,
no, the best one, the one I saw up there second week. When he dumped, Skip, you remember he dropped it in there against two guys?
But somebody in goal should have caught
that.
But
no. So don't you always hear say, that's a 50-50 ball? Well, he believes in Thielen. He believes in Diggs. He believes in Rudolph. He believes in all his guys that they're going to, when he throws a ball up there, they're going to make a play, not the DB.
I know, but who believes in Thielen is Thielen. I mean, he's unbelievable. What he just goes, it's going to be his football.
But you have to give him credit for what he did last night, because he took this. Now the defense is getting a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, Griffin and Hunter, they're getting after quarterbacks.
I mean, it was
Joseph and Sheldon Richardson all of a sudden.
And Barr came back. Yeah. So is it any different than it was last year when it was the number one defense?
Well, remember, Skip, they got torched. We saw them on, what was that, Monday night against the Rams, and they're giving up big plays. And like, what happened to that defense? They gave up big plays again. And so now they're starting to creep back on third down. They're getting you off the field. They're keeping teams out of the end zone. Now, can Kirk do what they asked him to do, what they gave him $84 million guaranteed for games like this, to go head-to-head with Rodgers and to win, to go head-to-head with Brady and to win. In order for them to get to where they want to go, Skip, that's what's going to have to happen. He's going to have to outgun a Jared Goff. He's going to have to outgun some of these big-name quarterbacks.
He's going to have to outgun Russell Wilson in Seattle.
All right, he'd do that. He should be.
And then next up is that guy up in Foxborough.
Oh, yeah, that guy up in Foxborough.
Who's that?
Yeah.
They're gonna be
guy who should retire.
Come on, Ray Hunter.
Yeah.
I think I'm liking Minnesota.
Are you?
Yeah, I think
really?
I'm liking
Interesting.
I agree with
Purple
you, Shannon.
The Vikings in the cold, Skip.
Check down. Kirk is now 20th in the NFL in yards per attempt. It's the lowest yards per attempt of his career because he just checks it down like crazy.
He's taking what the defense gives
Throw
him.
it underneath the Thielen. Throw it underneath
Smart.
Diggs. Let them run with it.
Let them run. The ball to the running back more than Tom Brady? Nobody.
I don't think anybody.
Yeah.
James White is not a running back.
What is he?
He's another receiver.
No, he's a running
actually
back.
his best.
He's a running back. He ain't going downfield running no curls.
At least the Vikings finally found a way to win a night game, guys, this season. It had been a struggle. So I'm going to end with that.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I don't even care about
You
that.
picked it.
Thank you, Aaron.
You picked it.
I did
Thank
because
you,
I'll take
Aaron.
Aaron Rodgers over Kirk Cousins any night.
Wow.
That's that
I don't
Kirk
know about
Cousins hate.
anymore.
You just got hate.
Rod, thank you for joining us. Is Lamar Jackson the new franchise quarterback in Baltimore? We'll discuss what he did next.
No mercy.
Well, Lamar Jackson's second career start had its ups and downs. Lamar threw 2 interceptions in the first half, but he bounced back with a touchdown run and TD pass in the second half. The Ravens dominated the Raiders, and they're now 6-5 this season. But Shannon, how would you grade Lamar's game?
I'm, Skip, I don't, this or that. He's a rookie or that. I just grade.
Okay.
You come to my class, I teach advanced classes. And if you're in here, you get advanced grades. I gave him a D.
Really?
He only skipped, because think about it, he only had 25 attempts, and he threw 2 picks in those 25 attempts. Now, what he does have playing is the #1 defense in football playing behind him. So he was able to get away with that, plus he's playing the Raiders. And we know the Raiders, they done packed it in. I don't know who's going to be the #1 pick, but I think the Raiders are trying to get it. And then you couple that with Dallas pick, and then they got picks next year, and they got a pick from Chicago. So they got 3, they're going to have 3 first-rounders this year, Skip. Look, I believe he will remain the starter for the simple fact, Skip, we know what Joe Flacco is. I do not believe Joe Flacco is in their future plans. You don't trade back into the first round to select this young man, get an opportunity, because normally what they do, if you make a decision that, okay, we're going to draft a quarterback, we're going to stay with the veteran, all of a sudden we fall out of the playoffs, we're going to put the guy in, you don't go back to the guy, you don't go back to the veteran quarterback unless the rookie gets hurt. But Skip, what this does is that these are meaningful games. And I believe Lamar Jackson will get more from this because they're right there on the cusp of the playoffs. They're in the wild card spot. They're right there. But he's getting more, he'll learn more from this than he would in meaningless ball games. They're out of the playoffs. They got nothing to play for. So I believe they stick with Lamar Jackson. But his performance yesterday leaves a lot to be desired. He's a ways away from being the quarterback, and I think this is very valuable for him, Skip. But yesterday, I mean, you look at his performance, I mean, it was erratic. His accuracy wasn't very good, but he got some legs that can get him out of harm's way. And they're doing Marty Morningwig, the offensive coordinator, is doing a great job of putting him in a situation where he can succeed. We're not going to ask you to throw a whole lot, but when they don't ask you to throw a whole lot, Skip, the one thing you can't do is put the ball in harm's way, because if you fall behind, they don't have the type of offense with him in the ball game that they can come back. So that's why I gave him, because I thought he played. Now, he did flip it around the second half. He got better. But playing against the Raiders, you play against better teams, you can't do what he did yesterday and expect to win.
So I'm going to amplify on your grade by saying just on pure performance, I give him a C+. But on impact, I give him an A. Just on impact on this franchise, on the fandom, on the defense.
Right.
I love what this kid brings to Baltimore. I loved it before the year. I told you before the year I would close my eyes and throw him right into the fire because I've seen enough of Joe Flacco. Maybe, one of the top 10 playoff quarterbacks in history. Easily top 10. And yet, in the regular season, he's been below average. Since they gave him his money, which they did twice, he's been below average. They've missed the last 5 of the last 6 years. And all of a sudden, this whole franchise has been re-energized by this kid taking the reins. If I know John Harbaugh, and again, I don't know whose call this is. You probably know the Ravens better than I. Is Ozzie going to have a call? Is the owner going to have a call? Steve Bisciotti? I don't know who calls the quarterback in the end. Whose decision is this? The buck stops where? If it's John Harbaugh's decision, I'm just going to guess he goes back to Flacco. That's just me, because that's who, you dance with who brung you, and he believes in Flacco because Flacco won him a lot.
Well, there's a chance that they don't make the playoffs. John Harbaugh's not going to be in the Ravens' future plan.
I got you. But he's old school. He's meat and potatoes. He would think he would have a better chance to springboard from here with what Flacco. Because have there ever been 2 quarterbacks more opposite than Joe Flacco and Lamar Jackson? No. Ever. So it's how you play the game. And all of a sudden, my man T Sizzle is energized yesterday. He's running one back into the end zone.
And he threw the juke move on the guy.
I know.
But when you can think about in today's game, when you can hold a team to under 250 total yards, in today's game, the way the offense is wide open and they're throwing the ball, and give up 17 points. And they possessed the ball 34 minutes to 28 for the Raiders. That'll win you a lot of games.
It'll win you a lot of games. Look, QBR will never love Lamar Jackson.
No.
Stats will never make his true case. Your eye test is what shows you what he can do, because every once in a while he just gets loose. And every once in a while he throws a nice ball that goes for a touchdown.
The likelihood of him having games like Drew Brees, where he has as many touchdown passes and incompletions, that's not him.
It's not the way he's going to play. And over time, you're going to have to accept what he is and what he isn't.
Right.
But what he is a lot.
He's electric.
And remember what happened 1 week ago today, because Michael Vick sat right there and said, he's faster than I am straight line down the field.
Yes.
Okay, so when he gets loose, He can really fly.
And Skip, you get 43 attempts for 242 yards. You're going to possess the ball, but the one thing you can't do is put it in harm's way.
No, you can't. And both of his interceptions got tipped by DBs at the point of catch.
But the one up the rail, Skip, up the sideline, that was a horrible throw.
Okay.
I don't know what he was thinking on that one. You got to throw it's got to be up and down. When you throw a rail shot like that, when you have a free safety that's going to come over the top, that ball's got to get up and down.
Okay, I got you. But just remember, Peyton Manning led the league in interceptions his rookie year.
Yeah.
So you get thrown into the fire, it's a hot fire.
Yeah.
So he's got thrown into a playoff fire, and this is only his second start. I'm not overly defending him. I'm just saying he's going to make those mistakes.
Yes.
And yet, I do think, I watched him so much at Louisville, and Bobby Petrino did a really good job with Lamar.
Yes.
Putting him in the right positions to maximize what
Look how Louisville looked without Lamar Jackson.
I agree.
Bobby Petrino got fired.
He got fired. But while Bobby was there, he did good things with Lamar.
He did.
And Lamar, his velocity is above average to me. It doesn't look that prettiest when it comes out of his hand, but he throws a nice ball that can be just accurate enough. It's never going to be deadly accurate. But again, I think this defense is liftoff right now. And again, they're sort of thriving on him, and he's feeding off them.
Right.
And you better not go back to Fluco. It'll take the air right out of you.
And that's why I believe they stick with him, Skip, because he needs time. He needs playing time experience. And he gains nothing by going back. Like he did get 2 games this rookie season, no.
Well, obviously, John Harbaugh just needs to make the playoffs. So he's not caring about developing Lamar Jackson, right?
Well, here's the thing. I believe the development of Lamar Jackson is more important than the Ravens making the playoff.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's a mouthful because Ozzie, this is his last hurrah, right?
Oh, he'll still be around. He'll still be able to bounce ideas off him, but he's going to be able to sit back and kick his heels up.
Okay, so if you're John Harbaugh, heart of hearts, what do you want to do? I think you want to go back to Flacco.
Well, if you go back to him and Flacco's not in your plans in 2019, then what?
Okay, but he's just trying to save his job, and he would tell you, I got a better chance saving my job with Flacco than with Lamar right now.
It still
That's
might
what
not
he
be
would
enough.
say.
Still might not be
Okay,
enough.
it might not be enough, but if they do make the playoffs with Lamar, you've killed 2 birds.
Yes.
You've developed him, and you've gone ahead and succeeded.
I just believe for the long-term benefit, Lamar Jackson needs to remain the starter.
Okay, well, I agree. And one thing about this kid, I never see him crack. I love his poise. I love his presence. He keeps his cool. I never see him look like a rookie. You know, he doesn't. He never looked like he was stressed with the Heisman pressure on his shoulders.
Because he came back and theoretically, he had a better year statistically.
He did.
His second year after, the year after he won the Heisman than he did. Now, his win-loss record didn't say that, but his
My
defense
point
was
is,
terrible.
you can't ruin him this year.
No.
He's not ruinable. He's not one of those kids who has that fragile sort of confidence about him that they'll never recover. He'll be fine.
It takes a lot, Skip, when you haven't had a quarterback like this and to all of a sudden have to design an offense that's centered around what he really does well, because most of the guys are used to having prototypical quarterbacks drop back, throw the ball 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and get the ball out of their hands. Well, this kid is not like that. So you have to, a lot of stuff has to come off of zone read, RPOs, and to design that takes a lot.
Yeah, but when he rolled out and hit that crease yesterday, he was in the end zone like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
and that's
whoa.
So fast.
And that's what you have to guard against, Skip, because when you play a guy like this and you rush and you go past him, now he jumps out of a window. Do you really want to try and chase that down from behind?
Nope. That's the beauty of this kid. That's what he has to offer, and he will continue to offer it, and I just hope they don't go back to Fluco.
190 rush yards from the kid. You're right. He doesn't look fazed by it,
Nope,
though. That is
not at all.
a good way to look at it. Well, speaking of making the playoffs, are the Steelers a contender with Big Ben? Different kind of quarterback. We'll discuss that next.
No mercy.
Moving on to the Steelers. Big Ben, well, he threw a season-high 462 yards, but it wasn't enough against the Broncos yesterday. He threw 2 interceptions, including a huge one with just over a minute left in the fourth quarter. The Steelers were down 7, but Ben was picked off in the end zone by a defensive lineman. The Steelers' 6-game winning streak is now over. Let's take a listen to what Roethlisberger had to say after the game.
Of all the interceptions I've thrown, that's one of the most fluky I've ever been associated with. I never would have thought in a million years that a defensive lineman would get blocked off the ball that far right into an interception, but good play by him.
Okay, Shannon, how much do you trust Ben going forward?
I don't trust him as much as I once did, Skip. And we've seen this. He ends up with tremendous numbers. He's the only quarterback with, I think, 3 500-yard passing games in NFL history. No other quarterback has more than one. We saw it last year in the divisional round of the playoffs against Jacksonville. He has 470, big numbers. And he has that ability because he has 2 outstanding receivers outside, Juju and Antonio.
In which order?
Well,
maybe you went Juju first.
Yeah, secretly.
Juju,
well,
yeah.
I mean, look at all the targets he had yesterday with all the catches.
Yep.
McDonald and Jesse James and Connor running the ball can catch it out of the backfield. James Washington occasionally when he catches the ball. But I don't trust him as much as I once did. Skip, he had 2 horrible interceptions. That one to Chris Harris. I mean, that's terrible.
It's a game changer. It
Change
just turns
it.
the whole game around.
And again, we saw the last play of the game, just like last year, play of the game against the Patriots. At some point in time, maybe stop calling that. Too many things can happen, and Ben's like, well, the guy gets blocked off the ball. Ben, look at the trajectory that you threw it. I'm not so sure if he doesn't catch it, Bradley Roby doesn't catch it because he jets it, which means he undercuts Antonio Brown.
So. Yep.
And
all I saw was orange, a whole lot of orange.
Okay, they had a blocked field goal, Skip, but I'm trying to figure out what is the tight end. Grimble makes a great play. We call that oh shucks throwback to the tight end because Ben rolls one way and all of a sudden they drag the tight end and the defense look, oh shucks, the tight end. Skip, all he has to do is just plant and cut into the end zone. He told the reporter last night, all I had to do was plant, cut, and go into the end zone, but I wanted to run the DB over.
Well, he took a lick.
He got buckled, fumbled the ball out of the end zone. The Broncos, instead of getting a touchdown, the Broncos get the ball in the 20.
Huge play.
So it's not all on Ben, but I can't trust Ben because I've seen this too. I've seen this Ben, what I saw yesterday, a lot more in the last couple of years in big games than I saw the Ben in early in his career, Skip, when he didn't make these mistakes. He's going to put up big numbers because he has the weapons to put up big numbers, but I'm not so sure. I know for a fact I don't trust him as much as I once did, especially in big games. So I hope it doesn't come down to I'm counting on Ben to make throws against the Patriots or Kansas City in the last moments because I don't believe I can put that kind of trust in him, Skip.
I'm not sure I ever really trusted him.
Really?
I watched my guy Tim Tebow beat Ben Roethlisberger head-to-head in a playoff game in that same stadium that you made the Hall of Fame in, right? So yesterday, I saw the best of Ben and I saw the worst of Ben. Because I'm not sure anybody could have made the 97-yard touchdown throw because he stood in and he took a shot right in the face. And he is a big man, just a big old lumberjack of a quarterback. And he threw it right on the money to Juju, and Juju did the rest. And it was breathtaking. It was the play of the day in the positive side. The negative play of the day happened down on the goal line. Just shock of shocks. Like, what? He did it again? He did that? Because he will try, Ben Roethlisberger, he will try anything at any moment with no conscience because he does have a flying circus of receivers who will make circus catches all over the field. And his offensive line is pretty good. It's right up there. I don't know. I don't know.
Castro and Pouncey.
I mean, it's right there with New Orleans' offensive line in protection. So Ben, he can stand back there and say, oh, I'll try this, I'll try that. And he can also shake off pass rushers the way nobody else can. And then he'll just say, you know what? I think I might be able to pull that off over there. Ben, what are you thinking? You got to value the football.
Skip, you can't possess the ball 10 more minutes. You can't have 200 more yards than the opposing team and lose. But let me tell you how you do it. You turn it over 3 more times. James Conner has a first down, Skip. He jumps into the air. Bradley Roby hits him. He fumbles the ball. Ben with the 2 terrible interceptions. The block PAT. The fumble in the corner of the end zone. Skip, you do that, you're going to lose. Like I said, Jacksonville last year, Skip. Remember, Ben fumble, scoop and score. He turns the ball over in his own territory. The next play, Jag scores. That's 14 points. And when he's going to have these numbers, because guess what? He's going to put his team in harm's way, and he's going to have to throw his team back into it. So he's going to put up these numbers, Skip. But this, you can't lose. If you say you're going to be the team that you think you can be, you can't. Look, Broncos my team. Played 12 years. You can't lose to the Broncos. Case Keenum can't beat you. Again, 2 weeks in a row. Look who the Broncos have beaten the last 2 weeks. They beat the Chargers on the road. They beat the Steelers at home.
What does that tell you about Phillip Rivers and Ben Roethlisberger?
It tell me old Broncos gonna have a say in this.
Oh.
It tell me the Broncos gonna have a say. You see them old color rush?
You getting back on that bandwagon?
Nope.
Not yet.
Because you
Not
did
yet.
pick the Chargers to get to the Super Bowl,
did.
correct?
Yep.
Did you pick him to win the Super Bowl? I think you did.
Skip.
I believe you did.
I mean, look at Juju has 17
oh, we just changed the
targets,
subject,
He did.
didn't we?
189 yards. You know,
So,
Antonio can't be happy about that.
who's coming to Pittsburgh on Sunday night?
Interesting.
Chargers.
You're right.
Right?
Yeah.
And the Steelers still have to deal with New England at home again on December 16th.
got that one.
Here we go, same
Got that
time
one.
next year.
Got that one.
And then 1 week after that, they have to go to New Orleans.
That
you
might
like
be a
that?
record. Oh, there's gonna be some yards for them. Both quarterbacks might throw for 500.
At New Orleans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both quarterbacks.
Okay. Well, they're not out of these woods yet because they're 7-3-1, and here
So
comes
Baltimore-
Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. You sure Baltimore's not going to catch them in the division?
I'm worried. Pittsburgh gonna handle business against you guys.
Huh? Really?
Yep.
It's not you guys. I don't love New England. I just like the quarterback.
Now, don't worry about it. So he on the team.
You
So
say
you
my
gotta love
guy.
it.
If you say my guy, you got me.
your guy.
Yep.
They're on your team.
Okay.
So you like them.
You want to get your due back on it?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Oh, I'm betting Steelers.
Okay.
I'm
all
betting Steelers on that.
Okay. I'll go with that.
Oh, but guess what, Skip? But I feel very comfortable in saying this. By the end of the season, I'll be down to about 5 cases. Yep.
You have 3 bet on the Philadelphia Eagles we're about to talk about.
You
have 3 bet against my Dallas
You
Cowboys.
was feeling good that
That's
first half.
6. That's
Jenny.
6.
I know it. He was feeling real good that first half. Oh, limp it to him. Oh, wince it to him.
Yeah,
And-
W-I-N-C-E.
Yeah, and guess what happened?
We'll talk about them.
Oh,
in a
walk
second.
it.
We will.
Yeah, we will.
Now
But
walk it
Baltimore,
out.
so Baltimore has to go to Atlanta, then they have to go to Kansas City. That's tough. But they get the Bucks, then they go to the Chargers, and then they get Baker Mayfield in the last game at home. He beat them in Cleveland. Well, I don't know.
Did he not beat them in Baltimore? You
Probably
gonna put some
not.
doing that?
No, I don't. I'm just telling you, I like Baltimore. I think they got a chance to catch
I just think they've
Pittsburgh.
given up too much ground
Yeah.
to catch up.
I don't know. But as much as I love to watch Pittsburgh play, I never know what Ben might do next because on his best day, he might make his worst play. That's the truth.
Skip, I mean, think about it. And they had 23 more plays. Pittsburgh ran 23 more plays, had over 200 more yards in 10 minutes time of possession and lose. But when you turn it over like that, when you have 4 turnovers, that will happen. That'll beat you. I don't care how good your quarterback plays. He can't overcome that.
How'd they get a tie on marring their record? How'd that happen?
Ben had 5 turnovers that game.
5. Okay. So he's 24 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. Not great.
Well, you know what? He got more than somebody. More touchdowns than somebody. I know somebody don't even have 20 touchdowns yet.
Who is that?
I don't know.
You
I wonder who that is.
I know, but my homeboys, my homeboy got a bunch of tubs.
You mean the guy who lost to Tom Brady?
No, his team lost to Tom
talking
Brady.
about
No, wait, Tom Brady threw for 182 in the fourth quarter to outgun Patrick
Well, he
Mahomes.
should have kept some of them
Way to
yards in
go.
the fourth quarter for
Way to
Mariota
go.
and the Titans.
Way to go.
How many did he throw for the fourth quarter against the Titans? Oh, let me guess. Remember Jenny? Oh, Coach Belichick took him out. Oh, he gonna play all the fourth quarter against everybody else. But when they
wait a
started
second.
hammering on him,
Who's the number 2 seed right now in the AFC?
hold on, you play for the number 2 seed or number 1 seed?
Huh.
I mean, I was just trying to figure out, Jenny, what you want to be. You want to be number 1 of them?
Yeah.
Who's going to wind up the number 1 seed?
You want to do on that?
I do. I'm going to go game by game here.
What is that?
Welcome. I like their shot. You gave them a 2% chance. I give them a 60% chance. Yep, here they come.
Ain't happening.
Yep. You're in trouble. You're going to be in big trouble on both sides of the
You gonna
both
be in
conferences.
You're going to be in big trouble when they got to hit the road. Hit the road, Jack.
Yep.
How much do you have on the Eagles?
3 cases.
Okay, that
That's
could be
shaky.
a problem for you.
Walk it to them.
I don't know.
Do
Don't you have-
you know who's left on their schedule?
No matter.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
play
it
who
doesn't
we play.
matter.
If I believe walking to him is who I say he is.
Yeah.
And he
Well,
gonna
let's
pull it
talk
out.
about walking to him.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about those Eagles, but maybe more importantly, should Odell be taking shots at his head coach? What is going on with New York? We'll discuss next.
No mercy.
So the Giants had a 19-3 lead on the Eagles in the second quarter yesterday, but fell apart after that. They had just 51 yards of offense in the second half, lost to the Eagles on a field goal in the final seconds. After the game, Del Beckham Jr. criticized the Giants' play calling. Take a listen.
I don't call the plays. I just do what I'm told to do and go out there and execute. Whenever I get an opportunity to do something, I try and make the most of it. If I don't have that many opportunities, all I can do is do what I can when I do have an opportunity. So that's more of a question for Coach. Coming in, knowing that they struggled in the secondary. Personally, I would have loved to attack them, but it wasn't in our game plan.
Were you surprised you and Saquon didn't get more calls in the second half?
I couldn't tell you the answer to that.
Whether you were surprised or not, or?
No, I couldn't tell you the answer. At this point in my career, I've been through a lot, so nothing really surprises me. Just don't really know the answer to that.
Shannon, is Odell right?
Yes and no. I think the thing is, Skip, is that he's saying if you look at the Eagles secondary, they have a lot of injuries. They're not that talented on the back end. We should have attacked more. But when I look at it, I think that was the problem. You should have handed the ball to Saquon more. Because if you look at what he did in the first half as opposed to the second half, Skip, they ran the ball 18 times for 126 yards. That's 7 yards a clip. Saquon had 13 for 101. But he had nine carries in the first for like 90 plus.
He did, 94.
Okay.
94.
And you look at Eli, he was 26 of 37 for 297, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. And again, Skip, the interception was horrible. There's 3 guys around Eli. What are you seeing? What are you looking at? And, sometimes he tries to force the ball to Odell when he shouldn't. Mm-hmm. But give Saquon an opportunity. Skip, I'm not the biggest fan of Big Ten running backs, especially those that went to Penn State. But I feel this guy can be special. He has home. Anytime he gets the ball, Skip, and he get a crease, he can hit his head on the goalpost. He can catch the ball better than I thought. If he didn't have to dodge 15 guys to get back to the line of scrimmage, he might have a lot more yards. Skip, Odell makes a point. Odell's like, but Odell is looking at it from a standpoint, I need to be more involved. I need, let's take advantage of what they have going on the back end. Now, if he says, look, if he wants to criticize, like, we should have stuck with what we was doing in the first half. But the time of possession, when you throw the ball, you go 3 and out. Well, they only lost the time of possession by, 5 minutes. No, Skip, I can't ride with Odell on this one. I just think Odell, if Odell catch 14 passes for 180 yards and a couple of touchdowns, win, lose, or draw, he happy. That's what I feel about Odell, Skip.
So I believe that Odell Beckham Jr. is extremely right about what he said after the game yesterday, and I believe that you and your Eagles were extremely lucky to get out with your playoff lives here because you're just barely afloat, still barely hanging on.
He only missed 8 throws? Yeah. Walking to him only missed 8 throws, Skip? You ain't tell me that.
So I'd like to go to the one late throw from Eli to Odell on 3rd down from in close to the end zone, and he threw it to Odell, and he got grabbed twice on this play. It should have been flag should have flown all over. We should have seen raining yellow in Philadelphia. It should have rained yellow. He gets grabbed once, and he gets grabbed again. You got to throw the flag on this play, and all of a sudden you're going to be in big trouble because it's not going to be a field goal to tie. You're going to be down 4. And wince it to him, which W-I-N-C-E, he's going to have to go score a touchdown to win the game, and I don't think he could do that.
Very capable.
He was wild high yesterday.
Skip, he's 20 or 28, so how high was he? How inaccurate was he?
Again, I wish I could be the defensive coordinator against Philadelphia because I'm going to put 3 guys on Zach Ertz and say, you cannot have him. And the Giants did not do that enough because if you take Zach Ertz away, all of a sudden he's got to throw it wild high and wild low over here to Alshon or Aguilar. And sometimes they make circus catches that save him, make him.
Well, that's what I'm gonna do. If I'm a team playing the Cowboys, I'm gonna take Zeke away and I'm gonna roll coverage to Amari Cooper, and I'm gonna say, Dak, you can't throw to Amari Cooper.
I got little measly Beasley.
Oh, you're
I got Allen Hurns.
Really?
Yeah, I'll be good to go.
There's a reason why they went and got Amari Cooper because when you had measly Beasley,
changing the subject. The upshot of this game was I was very happy the Eagles survived and remained just barely alive because I want them to beat the Redskins next week, and I want them to come to Jerry World on that Monday night.
They will.
Flying high. Fly, Eagles, fly, cry, Eagles, cry. That's what I want to happen. I want them to come in at full strength thinking they have a shot. I don't want them to be a bunch of dead duck Eagles coming in just playing spoiler. I want it 50-50. I want them to come in so that we can just rub rub their nose in it once again, just the way we did at Philadelphia.
That's what I love.
Yep.
Nothing like, see, you see that? You see how giddy you are right
Yeah,
now?
I'm gonna
You're
be
like,
giddy.
ooh,
I can't wait for
You're
that
like,
one.
oh yeah, we going to the playoffs. The Cowboys are gonna win the NFC East.
Yep.
There's nothing like.
Yep.
There's nothing like when someone gets really excited, Jenny, and see that look of disappointment.
Yeah, that's
see the look
what I'm
of
trying
anguish.
to tell
on the
you
face.
about your Eagles. You're going to think, we're back. We got this. You don't got this.
First of all, Skip, like LL say, don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years. We ain't going nowhere.
You've been the doormat of the division for history.
Not anymore.
For history.
Not since we got Dougie P.
For history.
Dougie P say not anymore.
Yeah.
Didn't Dougie P tell you this is going to be a normal occurrence? Parades in Philadelphia will be a normal
Cowboy
occurrence.
teams I covered that yawned at the Eagles games.
Not anymore.
They were like, I guess we can mail this one in. And they mailed it in and won 56-7.
This is not your mom and pop's Eagles.
Okay. Well,
this is the Dougie P-led Eagles that win Super Bowls with a quarterback named Walker Tua.
And they let Eli light them up in the first half. 19 of 25 for 236 in the first half did Eli Manning throw for. No sacks. And then in the second half, Eli goes 7 of 12 for a grand total of 61 yards. How lucky were you?
They had 56 total yards in the second half, Jenny. That's what we did.
You know what
to
happened?
them.
Eli just ran out of mental gas. He just went mentally off the reservation.
When you get
he
old,
just
Skip,
drifted mentally
When you get
into
old?
oblivion. You know what? He just got tired in the second.
Yeah,
half,
you need some
mentally
Bengay.
worn out.
When you get old, Skip, you need some liniment.
Yeah.
Warm you up. You get all loosened up.
Or icy hot.
And then in the second half, you done had that 15-minute break at halftime. What happened? Come out there and you get
creaky.
Yeah. Remind me of somebody else I know.
Kind of wore out, really.
Remind me of somebody else. I know.
This guy beat twice in the Super Bowl. I don't know.
Beat your guy
Those
twice.
are the two biggest upsets in the history of sports.
No.
It'll go
There
down.
ain't no history of sports. Stop.
It'll go down in history that guy beat the greatest quarterback ever twice.
So now it's bigger than the Miracle on Ice. You see what I'm saying?
It is way bigger. Way bigger.
I love the Miracle
I
on
was
Ice.
there that night at the Miracle on Ice. I was sitting in the front row.
You were?
In the Lake Placid, whatever it was,
So cool.
auditorium.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. What
Hey,
it was.
so now it's
I
bigger.
was there.
Now
Cool.
it's big.
I
Now
know
it's
that.
bigger than the Jets beating the Colts.
Yep, it was.
No, it wasn't.
It was. It was a bigger upset.
Well, so he can't be the GOAT then. You can't be a part. You can't be a part of the two biggest upsets in sports history and be the GOAT. I'm glad you said that, Skip Bayless.
Eli was the GOAT. In the
Nah,
first half
nah, nah,
yesterday,
nah, nah,
then
nah.
he was the under.
Eli's the GOAT.
Lowercase GOAT.
Eli's the GOAT.
Yeah, that's
Because
why
if
I
you
said
take
it.
down the GOAT, what that make you?
Yeah.
Top GOAT, Billy
You were
GOAT.
breathing easily last night. So
Eli.
still alive.
Eli.
Yep.
Yep.
You got 3 cases on this sad sack unit here.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You make it seem like y'all like 10-1.
We have taken off.
You ain't taking nowhere.
This
You about to
team
get
is
taken
teetering.
apart. You about to get taken apart on Thursday night.
Probably.
Keep that. No, probably. I don't do that. I am not gonna let you try to get the fan. Like, oh, if we lose this game, it's okay. No,
You know what?
no.
I already told you.
No,
we
you ain't
beat
tell
the
me
Redskins.
nothing.
We're good to go.
No,
we are
no,
right
you ain't
where
tell
we
me
need to
nothing.
be.
We got due on this game too.
We are good.
We got due
We
on this
have
game.
no
Oh
due.
yes, we do, Skip. But no, you're not doing that.
Give me 14. And
No,
I'm good.
I'm not giving you jack.
Why?
You gonna get exactly what they score.
Huh? 14. I'll
No,
take 14 right
no,
now.
No, Skip, don't do that. Don't be like
Well, you
that.
said
Don't
I'm
be
gonna
no
get
front
my-
runner. Don't be no.
You said I'm going to get my doors blown off.
Yeah,
14.
you are.
I'll take
Yeah,
14.
You are.
Okay, 14.
No, Drew.
Well, how can wait a second.
Drew.
How can you get your doors blown off and lose by under 14 points?
No. I want you to lose because ain't nothing. See, there's losing when you have to be when you're not in prime time. To lose on a Thursday night in prime time
on Fox,
and we send our best. We send old Joe and Troy. They're gonna be there to call that thing. And you know Troy love good quarterback play. Troy loved great quarterback play.
Well, I was surprised that New Orleans opened as only a 7-point.
Hold on, Skip. You just said the hottest team in the NFL playing at home, and they 7-point dogs.
Well, this is-
where they do that at?
This is a quarterback having the single greatest quarterback year in the history of QBR.
But your
better
quarterback
than
just took
Tom
off.
Brady's 07.
But your quarterback just took off.
Huh?
But your team
No,
just
my
took off.
team took off.
Oh, well, what about your
I gave
quarterback?
my quarterback a C+ for his performance
No.
on Thursday. I
No.
did.
But your defense. Oh, you got the tackling Dutchman.
Okay.
Oh, and DeMarcus Lawrence Taylor.
No, what we got is-
Taylor Lawrence, whatever his name is.
Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
Get it right. Get it right.
Randy Gregory.
Yeah.
Woo! Oh, Randy Gregory, he be rushing.
Yeah, we're turning on the AC because it's getting hot up in here.
No, it's not. It's gonna get hotter.
AC.
Oh, that old breeze.
Yeah.
Old breeze about to blow through old Dallas, Texas.
We got this.
You ain't got
Creative
nothing.
over
Well,
here.
put some dew on it since you got it.
Well, give me the points.
No.
Yeah.
No points.
You got no guts.
I got none.
Because I'm
a machine.
I can see it in your eyes. You're getting scared. Yeah.
At Drew Reed.
Getting scared. You're getting scared.
How many touchdowns? I got 4. He got 4 for it.
4 touchdowns?
Yep.
Really?
Kamara gonna freak them too. Kamara and Ingram
could
be taking pictures.
They should.
They're gonna be all in the end zone just taking pictures.
What did they do to the Eagles? Help me out. What was the score?
48-7.
Yeah. What was the score against the Washington Redskins? It was a wipeout. So Dallas is the same, right?
But they got those teams at home. They got to play y'all on the road, so they only gonna beat y'all by like 14.
Okay. All right. I would like to talk about LeBron James because
Would
I
you?
haven't gotten to this
Yeah,
whole
Skip,
show.
I was wondering if you noticed what he did yesterday.
What? It took me a while to compute it, but
Yeah.
after it sank in, I said, what?
I figured
You
you
did
noticed. I figured you noticed.
Wow.
He didn't really look like the GOAT yesterday.
Yeah, how you like that?
Shannon is upset. I need those notes for
I'm
later.
glad.
We will tell you what happened next.
Don't pick them up either.
No mercy. All right, let's get to the Lakers. They just can't get it together against the Magic. LeBron had 24 points, but he also had 6 of the team's 18 turnovers. With under a minute left in the game, LeBron missed a jumper that could have given LA the lead. Then with under 20 seconds left, he could have tied it with a layup, but he kicked it out. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope missed the go-ahead 3. The Lakers lost for the second time this season to Orlando, and the turnovers, they were on LeBron's mind after the game. Take a listen.
I know me personally, my turnovers aren't coming from the less passes that I make. I've had a couple turnovers where I look back and was like, you should have just held on to that one. I had 2 of mine was, running to guys and they call offensive foul. I didn't even have the ball. But last 2 games we just haven't taken care of the ball and we can't afford to do that.
Shannon, how much is LeBron to blame for the loss?
I'm going to put a lot of this on his shoulders. He had 10 points in the fourth quarter, but I know LeBron can play better. 2 things I think are inhibiting the Lakers from reaching their maximum ability: turnovers and free throw shooting. And LeBron is at the forefront of both of those. Skip, you can't keep turning the ball over like they do. They had an opportunity. And they got up at one point in the first quarter, Skip. They were up 10 points, 12 points. But they should have been up 16 to 18 points because they come over back-to-back, turnover. I'm like, come on, guys. It's like all of a sudden – they get ahead and it's like, okay, who can make the most crisp, best pass? And they get overpassing the basketball. And then this free throw, Skip. This is ridiculous. 20 of 31 is not good enough. And it's on LeBron. LeBron was 6 of 11 yesterday. This game should, and he did, I give him to his credit, he made the 2 that tied the ball game. But that's not good enough, Skip. It's almost I'm trying everything. Jenny, he get to shoot free throws, I turn the TV, I run to my room and I change shirts. I do a lot of different things.
Seriously?
I cut the volume up. I turn the volume. I turn the channel. I'm trying everything to get LeBron.
He's trying.
Those things, except I do them in
The
reverse.
other way?
Yeah, you trying to put a curse on it. You know what? You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Skip. They dug themselves. Look, they got no answer for Vucevic. He's dominating, Skip. He all they big, be it Chandler, be it JaVale, they got no answer for him because he's averaging, about 35 and 13 with 3 or 4 assists a game. But it's the turnovers, and like I said, Skip, it's turnovers and free throw shooting. And both of them have LeBron James input on them. So I'm placing a lot of the blame on LeBron James. He's their best player. I expect him to play better, and he will. How was that for
Says Shannon Sharpe.
Sure.
Now it's my turn.
It is.
LeBron James was very lucky yesterday that he played this game in the shadow of the National Football League, because this game belonged in the shadows of the National Football League, because here we go again. Right on schedule, LeBron's late game free throw line demons reared their ugly heads. Just on 2, his decision-making got impacted on the 2 crucial decisions that had to be made in the final minute yesterday. So he had missed 5 free throws up to that point to drop his season percentage down to 73, which is a notch below his career average. And you say 80% for a case of due for the year.
We're gonna get
You're
hot.
going to lose that game.
We'll get hot.
Okay, so with 48 seconds left and the game tied, LeBron is being guarded by one Aaron Gordon, who has 5 fouls on him. And LeBron James opts not to drive the basketball. He is simply the greatest attacker of the basketball, the greatest driver of the basketball I have ever seen in all my years watching the NBA. And he opts to step back and shoot a three-point shot that he misses badly. What are you doing? Drive him to the basket, foul him out. Maybe you get an and one.
Yes.
But you're going to have to maybe shoot 2 free throws to put your team ahead. Well, obviously, he doesn't want to shoot those 2 free throws because he just doesn't trust himself at the late game free throw line. So that brings us to now having to play defense. And what happens to LeBron James? And he has played much better defense than he did at any point last year, except on this play against Terrence Ross. If we could watch this, because here we go, Terrence Ross. There's LeBron. LeBron, that's your guy. Up. LeBron, your guy just blew right by you for a layup that won the game.
He tried to overplay it.
Okay, well, you just can't do that. You're the best. You're playing the best defense
Guard
on the
basket.
Lakers.
If he pulls up and shoot a jumper, you live with that skill, but you can't let him drive and get a layup.
You cannot do that, so that puts Orlando up 2. So now we come to the crucial final play of the game, and LeBron does drive the basketball on Vucevic and actually gets him on a little up and under move, and he's got him at the basket. He's got him right at the rim. LeBron, shoot it! Shoot it! Get him to foul you. Get an and one. Have the guts to go shoot the 2 free throws. But you know what? Under the circumstance, because LeBron has proven to be so unclutch at the late game free throw line, I guess I got to give it up and say you made the right quote-unquote basketball play because he kicks it to KCP, who almost shoots an air ball because he's shocked that he's supposed to shoot.
He ain't shocked. What do you think he's on the court for?
He's watching LeBron thinking, LeBron got this. LeBron got this.
Well, remember.
What? You want me to shoot it?
First of all.
You're 1 foot from the basket.
But remember, it was KCP that hit the 3 that put him down by 2 that LeBron did end up stopping him, and LeBron made the 2 free throws that tied the ball game. So this was well within KCP's range. I agree with you. LeBron, I would have preferred in this situation, LeBron James had Vucevic on the up and under.
He did.
To go up and lay up.
Just go ahead and make it, or just give him your shoulder and make him foul you. You can do this. But again, you're going to have to go to the free throw line and you're going to have to make 2 to force overtime.
And I won't.
And would I bet on LeBron there? I would not bet on
I
him.
would.
I would not.
Hey, but you know what, Skip?
You could do all the unjinxes you want, and he's going to miss one of them. He's just going to. He's shown you too many times.
But you know what's going untalked about? And I just thought about it. Lonzo didn't play in the 4th.
Okay, so let's take the onus off LeBron and put it on Lonzo Ball.
No. I want Lonzo to play.
All I care about is that Orlando is a sub-500 Eastern Conference team, and now they have beaten LeBron James' team twice in, 8 days?
Yeah.
Twice in 8 days.
Not even 8 days. They beat them last year,
Saturday
8 days,
night,
Saturday and Sunday,
right?
I just knew we were going to get this one, Skip.
Did you?
Knew it.
Well, Orlando knew it was going to get it.
That ain't nothing.
Because they won, the second and third quarters by 15 and 16?
Yeah. That's unacceptable.
How can you do that?
Because, like I said, hold on. I just laid it out. The Lakers are turning the ball over, and they can't make free throws.
So LeBron had only 4 rebounds yesterday, but he had 6 turnovers. That's not LeBron. He should average 10 rebounds a game. It's a Sunday afternoon. Maybe he's a little tired. Maybe it's
Didn't he have
early
10 the other night?
Yeah.
He had 10 the other night, right?
No, he should average 10.
No, stop.
And he's got to close for this team because this team is way better than I thought it was going to be because it plays defense at a much higher level.
Yeah.
And by the way, LeBron's all the way up right now to 47th in defensive win shares, which by his standards, he was like 318 last year. Yeah. Well, 47th is pretty good. This team is much better as a group playing defense.
But I didn't like the fact that LeBron wasn't aggressive. 13 of field goal attempts is not nearly enough. LeBron needs to be on a nightly basis somewhere between 18 and 21 field goal attempts. That lets me know he's aggressive. And yesterday he wasn't aggressive. He tried to get other people involved.
And you've been raving about how few minutes he's played. So he played 40 yesterday, right?
Needed it.
Okay, did he just wear out in
No.
the end? No.
I didn't like. I'm with Magic. I didn't like the late game execution. That's not good enough. That's not good enough.
King, just drive it. Just shoot the free throws.
Well,
I don't
didn't
know.
do it.
He's never done it.
But he'll get it right tonight.
Yeah.
Who they play tonight or tomorrow?
Well, Tuesday, Denver.
Yeah, tomorrow night's at Denver.
At Denver. But he did have that triple-double against them earlier in the year, but that was at home.
Get him.
Remember, Lance saved him at home against Denver.
Stop.
Lance took the game over.
You want some do on this one?
No.
You want some do this in Denver?
Maybe tomorrow?
You scared.
You
scared. Scared.
Hey, the Lakers, they've been playing like the second best team in the West. And I'm not even sure the first best team has been playing like first.
has been interesting.
You are scared.
No, I'm not. You should be afraid of LeBron at the late game free throw
He'll
line.
get it right. He'll be at 80 by the end of the year.
He will not be 80. Want to increase the bet?
No.
Thank you.
I don't think this guy's scared over
I got enough.
Doesn't strike me as someone who gets that way. So get this. There was a fight yesterday. Bills-Jags game. We're going to break it down and tell you what happened next.
No mercy.
Time for a final topic of the day. Fists were flying in Buffalo yesterday between the Bills and Jags. Leonard Fournette, Shaq Lawson were both ejected for throwing punches near the stands. And by the way, the Jags lost their 7th straight game. Shannon, what was your take on the fight?
And they fired the offensive coordinator, Hackett.
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel Hackett, Paul Hackett's son, I think, after 7 straight loss. Skip, this is ridiculous. Leonard Fournette just got back from a hamstring injury. What I don't understand is that when did punching someone with a helmet on hurt that person that had helmet on? You end up breaking a finger, missing more time than you've already missed. And he was having a phenomenal game. He was the only reason they were in the game.
That's true.
And then he gets thrown out. Come on, you got to be smarter than that. I tell you what, Tom Coughlin is the general manager. He's going to clean house. This team will be, Skip, this is the most disappointing team.
By far.
Of the entire NFL season.
I mean, some people thought they were going to win it all.
Yes!
Right?
Yes!
So Leonard Fournette was the 4th overall pick.
4th.
Once upon a time before he started his career at LSU, Les Miles told me he's got Michael Jordan intangibles.
Wow.
Intangibles. Those weren't Michael Jordan intangibles yesterday. That's what a bad player on a bad team does.
Yes.
That's just losing mentality, right? To get into those kind of then he wanted to fight Shaq Lawson all the way up the tunnel without their helmets on. Okay, and that's going to prove, is that going to win the game for
Yeah,
you?
Commissioner Goodell said, I want to have a conversation with you.
I think he will. So this team is 3-8 now, and remember, Leonard Fournette had only played in 5 out of 11 games, and then he got himself thrown out of that one.
And he might miss the next game because of a suspension. Because the NFL, look, they tried to clean up this. They do not want this. And Skip, Leonard Fournette was not even in the game. He came clear from the sideline, the other side of the field, and running and getting involved in this. Oh, Commissioner going to talk to me.
Doesn't make sense.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.